lasts for 8 weeks can be considered a rush, but that's the Stanley Cup playoffs. The fever has hit Toronto as we prepare for Game 2 of the conference quarterfinal between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good evening and welcome to Molson Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC. I'm Ron McLean. First up, a prediction. I'm predicting overtime in the game tonight. Last year, 28 games went into OT out of 89 played, exactly 33%. None so far this year. It's got to happen this evening. All of the talk about Game 1, Toronto in a rout, 5-1 over the Blackhawks, was of Eddie Belfour's woes, 3 goals in the first 12 minutes, and the discipline problems for Chicago. You'll hear Harry Neal on that and the coaches in a moment. For sure, it's important of all the stats in the playoff. Last year, Montreal, least penalized team in the playoffs. They win the Cup. 2 years ago, Pittsburgh was second in that respect. Edmonton won it in 1990. They were the least penalized. And Pat Burns, the last time he got to the Stanley Cup, 89, his Canadians were the least penalized team in the playoffs. So for thoughts on that, let's get the head coaches, Pat Burns and Daryl Sutter, comment about Game 1 and a look ahead to Game 2 tonight.
I think the 3 keys are the same 3 areas that were the most important thing before the series started, and number 1 is goaltending. Ours has to be better. Obviously, we have to do a better job at the other end against Felix Potvin. I think that special teams are critical, and along with special teams go your top players, how they perform, because as like Toronto, our top players play in both power play and penalty killing, so they have to be top players for us. And then the much publicized area is the discipline part. There's no way that we have a chance to beat Toronto spending that much time in the penalty box. It allows Dougie Gilmour and Dave Vanderchuck and Wendell Clark too much time on the ice, and we have to stay at the penalty box. We have to find the line between being a physical team and being a disciplined team.
Well, we have to play a similar game that we did the other. I thought the guys came out focused, came out prepared, and they wanted the puck, and that was the main thing. We're going to have to do that tonight. We know that the Hawks are going to be better. I think they've learned something from us. They know that discipline is a big part of the game, and I think they're going to be more disciplined tonight. There's going to be a lot of hitting going on. It's going to be a close game, and we just have to come out focused the same way we were the other night.
At the morning skate today, Bob Cole was getting the story from Pat Burns, and look at Coley. He's not buying it. He's not sure about Pat Burns there. He's always a careful journalist, Bob Cole. Of course, he's at the ready for the play-by-play. Harry, he'll be up there in a minute. Eddie Belfour must be feeling the heat. 9 straight losses.
I'm sure he is. And last year, 4 in a row plus Monday night. But you know, Ron, in those 5 straight losses, his team has scored 7 goals for him. I mean, that's too much to ask a goalie to win games when you don't even get to a game.
Right, there hasn't been a lot of support, but those early goals will kill you too. What about Daryl Sutter and the Hawks game plan tonight?
Well, they have to make some changes. There's no doubt about that. They need more discipline. They took 13 penalty minutes for retaliatory penalties. Not only that, their best players took them. Not only that, the Leafs scored twice on those penalties. They can't do it. Surely they've learned from their follies Monday, but we got to remember this. Experience teaches only the teachable. We'll find out whether the Hawks are tonight in that department. They also have to get more mileage out of the Roenick line. They were a -6 combined, or a -4 combined, only 6 shots. Roenick had 1 good chance. That's not good enough. His line has to be the best on the ice for either team. I also think that they must do some forechecking against the Leafs. They don't score on the rush very often. Only Roenick, perhaps. They didn't do any forechecking, and it ends up they don't score enough goals.
Hawks are glad you're not their coach. They'd still be in there. Listen, Toronto briefly. The pressure's still, in a sense, on them.
Well, they have to maintain their intelligent physical play, keep after Chelios and Roenick. They have to do a good job like they did on Chelios. No pinching, no going to the slot, keep hitting him. They didn't forecheck well enough, in my opinion. Their power play. Anderchuk, walk out of the corner, slide it over to Borszewski, toss it back to Mirnov at the far point, and I think they'll get some chances.
Harry, enjoy the game upstairs. They always say the pressure's not on until you lose in your own rink. So Toronto still feels a bit of it as they go into Game 2. For the starting lineups, let's move now to Garden's PA announcer, Paul Morris.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Game 2 of the Western Conference quarterfinal. Tonight's starting lineup for the Chicago Blackhawks: on defense, number 7, Chris Chelios. On defense, number 20, Gary Suter. At left wing, number 19, Randy Honeyworth. At right wing, number 33, Dirk Graham. At center, number 27, Jeremy Roenick. Starting in goal number 30, Ed Belfour. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's starting lineup for your Toronto Maple Leafs. On defense, number 2, Sylvain Lefebvre. On defense, number 34, Jamie McCown. At left wing, number 18, Kent Manderville. At right wing, number 40, Ken McRae. At center, number 32, Mike Eastwood. Starting in goal, number 29, Felix Potvin. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise and join the Stars of Forever Plaid in the singing of our national anthem.
And bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh,
The Maple Leafs try to take a 2-0 series lead before the scene shifts to Chicago Stadium for Saturday and Sunday. This then could be the pivotal game, and the Blackhawks know it. They almost have to win this one. Good evening, everybody, from the broadcast booth at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. I'm Bob Cole, and down there to my left is Eddie Belfour. Now, it's a known fact that Eddie is one of the most competitive players in the game. Yesterday, in the Chicago workout, Belfour stopped pucks for 50 straight minutes. He had to be ordered to leave the ice by Darryl Sutter. So that's a sign he could be tough tonight. In game one, Potvin stopped 27 shots. Wasn't really tested till the third period. And he looked good then. Well, this one is underway. Roenick, Cunninworth, and Graham forced back into their own zone. Chelios and Suter are the defensemen. There's the shot. The first one of the game off the arm of Potvin. Into the crowd. Lefebvre and McCown, the defensemen starting for Toronto. Eastwood, McRae, and Manderville, the forward line.
One change in the Hawk defense will Wilkinson's in for Dirk. Dirk took a left hand from Todd Gill in a fight in game 1. Could not open his eye this morning. Probably play Saturday. They made one change on the forward line. Out comes Kimball. In goes Patrick Poulin, a big strong boy they got from Hartford in a trade at the start of the year. Jeremy Roenick has to be the best player on the Hawks tonight, as he usually is if the Hawks are going to win.
Chelios will take the puck at the blue line. Worked himself free for a high shot over the net. Chelios will get back. Chris Chelios all fired up by the looks of things. They get it up over the Toronto line. Down goes McRae, bumped by Roenick. Here's Chelios again. A long shot in to the right of Felix Potvin, and Lefebvre will dump it out to center ice. Chicago, Chelios once more, and Potvin, the blocker save with that long shot. They are changing now, and the Leafs get it out over their own line. That was Andrechuk. He was bumped immediately by Brent Sutter. Toronto starting back up. Good pace to start game 1 on Monday. This one is rolling right along. And the Blackhawks seem to be taking it to Toronto early tonight. Till now, when Andrechuk is forced to roll it ahead, it went off his skate, and he couldn't move it up. Gilmore gave it away to center ice, and McCown will take over for Toronto. He and Gill. McCown's shot pass, knocked down. Hawks are coming in. Very close to scoring was Ruutu. Now he centers it. Good pressure by Chicago. However, some weak clearing plays by the Maple Leafs in the early going. This is icing against the Maple Leafs.
No matter how hard you throw an 80-foot pass across the rink in your end, you are running the risk of it not getting to the man who was in the clear. Jamie McCowan did that. He had lots of time to keep the puck going up this half of the rink. No, he was going to hit the wide man. It was knocked down very nicely by Yzerberg, and how Christian Ruutu missed, I don't know. Roenick, he's been hit by everybody tonight, and he's thrown a few checks. The key man as a forward for the Hawks, and a bullseye on a sweater for the Leafs.
Jeff Shatz comes in to take this face-off against Gardner, and he won it. The Blackhawks in the early going, taking it to Toronto. Leafs winning the first game on Monday, 5-1. The Blackhawks trying to even it up tonight as Gardner is coming in for Toronto. He centered it, and Belfour stopped that centering pass. Back in the net, Smith falling to his knees. Gardner working hard in there. Here's Pearson coming out front. Rolled it across in front of Belfour. Nobody could play it. And the Blackhawks shoot it down the ice. This is Gill coming back. He and Dave Elidar, the Maple Leaf defenseman. Gill waiting for Pearson, who skates to the right and takes the pass. Coming to the line. He gets to center and thrown out there for Clark. Clark goes in around the Chicago net. Centered it, and the Blackhawks are covering up. Coming up to the 3-minute mark of the first period. Another long shot for Potvin. Amonte rolled it in. Right in front of the net. Another close call with Joe Murphy almost scoring. No score yet in this first period. Leafs have not had a shot on goal yet. The Blackhawks 3. Zezel and Berg. Up it goes to Osborne. He's alone on the play up there. And that shot high. Belfour tried to catch it and missed it. However, it's up on the glass and cleared back to center. Rouse shoots along one in for Belfour. Crowd on Belfour early. But the Blackhawks are moving up. Roenick on the ice again. Berg missed him with a hit. Zezel in his own zone. Rolled it ahead. It's intercepted again. Dirk Frame. The backhander missed on the far side. Brent Sutter was there with him. And the Leafs have to dump it away. 4 minutes gone in the first period. No score. All Blackhawks so far. Down goes Dubinsky. The Maple Leafs get it ahead. Out of the reach Leafs of Manderville, though. And Suter played it up to center ice. Dubinsky shot it from there. Potvin missed it back to the net. Cowan couldn't play it. The Leafs get it out. And Gary Suter will come back deep in his own zone for Chicago. 4.5 minutes into the first period now. It is centered. Belfour steered that one away for Eisenbart. Shot it into the corner. Chelios can't get it out this time and rolled away from Manderville. Lefebvre brings it back in for the Leafs. Belfour stepping back in the net for Suter. Blackhawks line up. 3 of them get as far as center. The puck went high near the Chicago bench. And it hit one of the players, so that stops the play. In the minus snapshot for the Jets.
Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC is brought to you by Molson Canadian. Take your best shot in the Molson Canadian Score a Million Stanley Cup contest. By Ford of Canada, where quality is job one. And by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
And Mark Vines again working the lines. We have played 5 minutes of the first period. No score here in game 2. Potvin will watch this one carefully with the Blackhawks coming in.
Well, Pat Burns is going with the same lineup he went with Monday night, where for 35 minutes the Leafs were awfully impressive and handled Chicago. The 6 defensemen playing a rare, I think the 22nd game of the season when all 6 have been healthy. The 4 lines, and Burns used them all in Monday's opener, and all of them made a contribution to one degree or another.
Face off to the right of Felix Potvin. He's had the 4 shots so far. The Leafs have had 2 at the other end, and here's Gilmore. Up over the Chicago line, leaving it, Gardner! Big save by Belfour on that Gardner blast. Chicago getting back up to center. Chelios is stopped there. Clark didn't see the puck. It rolled by him, and Gary Suter is back in the net. Bumped by Gilmore in there. Here is Clark turning around. Clark going to the corner away from Shantz. Now he catches him. And Chelios intercepts the pass out. The Leafs stop it at the line. Rouse shot it back there. Belfour hit Clark as he got near the net. Just kind of pushed the Leaf player away. Gardner bumped it center by Cunningworth. He's turning back to shoot it in. Potvin missed it again back to the net. Brent Sutter put it up there. Zazzle drilled a dirt frame and sent it flying. 6 minutes into the first. Scoreless game. Play off the boards and out it goes. Zazzle was upended inside his own line as the play moved down. So they begin to bump a little more now. Here's another one on Mironov. Out of the net is Belfour. Weinrich. He shot it ahead, and Graham given a bump in his own line. Kearney was up on the puck to shoot it into the Leaf zone. Held it back and just did get out of the way of the hit that was coming. Weinrich tapped it ahead. Berg turns and shoots it by, and it gets him behind the Chicago goal. Belfour likes to play it a lot, and he does. Out to center, Amonte. Up over the Leaf line and coming in. On the sharp angle, Potvin made that save. The Leafs are back up to center. And the fray was nailed hard. Jeremy Roenick has 2 Leafs going. Belfour took a lot while I got behind him. And boy, they're starting to pump it up now.
Well, you knew the Chicago Blackhawks were going to be the real Hawks tonight. And they have taken it to the Leafs here in the first 6 or 7 minutes, throwing many more body checks so far in this game than they threw in the whole thing Monday night. And the leader, the guy who's grabbed his team by the throat at the forward position, Jeremy Roenick. Peter Zazzle threw a bone crusher on Dirk Graham. 5 seconds later, Now, if you get hit one step before you think you're going to get hit, as did Graham, those kinds sting. Later on in the shift, not much later, Graham leveled Zezel. Zezel went to the bench. The best body check of the night was thrown in the neutral zone by Jeremy Roenick. After we looked at the two, McRae cuts into the middle and finds out the National League, the guys arrive faster than they did in the American. But give him credit, he gets up and runs Eastwood. I don't know what Eastwood had. Maybe he called for that pass.
7 minutes and 5 seconds into the first period. Scoreless. Face off to the right of Ed Belfour. Andrechuk, Gilmore, Borshevsky from left to right for the Maple Leafs. Roenick is on again for Chicago. He'll take the face-off deep in his own zone. Amonte and Murphy, the other forwards for the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks control it on the face-off. Wilkinson dressed tonight. He's number 23. The Blackhawks get it up to center and move on it. It is Murphy shooting it in. Potvin stopped it behind the net, allowing the Leafs to pick it up and move it away. Lefebvre to Andrechuk. He just got rid of it. Sniped back in by Amonte. Lefebvre around the net. Amonte after him. Andrechuk deflected the puck off the boards and down the ice. That is Suter going behind the net. Nearing the 8-minute mark of the first period. No score. Eisebard had his head down. Mironov lined him up. Just brushed him. From the blue line, Bob Rouse slaps it in there for Toronto. Eisebard gets it back out. Route 2 to the left wing with it. Dirk Graham has to stop, and now he backhands it in. That was Patrick Poulin, who's dressed tonight. The other lineup changed for Chicago. Pearson backhands it in. Too far for Gilmore, however. Eisebard stopped by Andrechuk. Now Mironov. He was bumped by Shantz, but he shot the puck in. And Suter is with Chelios. Chelios lost it in his own zone, but recovered and got the puck out. Back goes Gill. Rich Sutter chased him. The Leafs get it ahead, but Gardner couldn't stop the high pass. Weinrich brought it back in. Potvin out of the net, fell. He has to hurry to get back in. Gill was there to help. And Clark bumped it off the boards and got it down the ice. 9 minutes now gone in the first period. No score here in game 2. Pass through center. Clark now showing a few hits. He hit Honeyworth that time, but here's Honeyworth coming in with Rich Sutter. Sutter going in. The backhander was on. Potvin the save. Good backhander by Sutter. Here's Brent Sutter now. He is stopped by Potvin. Back of the net. Gill check. Honeyworth takes over in the Toronto zone. A penalty coming up against the Maple Leafs. Kicked loose by Gill. The net empty down on the other end. The Blackhawks have an extra man on, looking for the first goal of the game. Roenick, a good pass. Here's a shot. That's stopped, and it's chopped away by Pearson. And here's the penalty call now. A holding call against Toronto. And the Blackhawks get the first power play.
We on one of the
Gets the first penalty of the hockey game for holding.
Well, it's a tough job to contain any of the Sutter family. Brent is no exception. Todd Gill takes his one hand off the stick and tackles Sutter. And the Hawks get their first power play of the evening. In Detroit, Osgood in goal. Yzerman out of the lineup. 0-0 early in the first.
And the Blackhawks now on the power play. Chelios shot in a crowd. It'll be Peter Zezel who fires one on the glass and gets it up there. There's Berg. Zezel is on the play and coming in. Zezel can't control it for a shot. Gets it back again under control and flipped it in back to the net. Berg and Zezel, two good penalty killers for the Maple Leafs. Zezel killing more seconds inside that Chicago line. He's taking on two Hawks. 1:25 left in the penalty. Chelios moving up and slapping it in quickly. Lefebvre is over there to watch his man, Amonte. Vanderbilt gets it loose. Took a swing at it, but it's kept in by Murphy. Chelios won't get there in time. Gilmore on the ice now, takes a hit and roll the puck back in his own zone for McCown. Amati chased him back at the net. McCown, there's going to be a Chicago penalty in a moment. But right now, Gilmore will give puck back a chance to get off the ice. The extra man on for Toronto as they were shorthanded. Now in. And the pass in front. Here's a shot by Andrechuk. And a big rebound, and the Blackhawks get possession. And now with 42 seconds left of the Todd Gill penalty, it's a Chicago penalty.
Well, 3 times Daryl Sutter's Hawks took penalties on their own power play. This is the 4th time in the 4th period of this series. Amonte goes after Jamie McCown and trips him from behind. McCown stops behind the net. The race is on. How lousy can a penalty be? 197 feet from your own net when you're on the power play. Tony Amonte knows it. Roenick, who looks like the real Roenick tonight, and the Leafs are taking real runs at him, but you're not going to intimidate this guy. Jeremy Roenick versus Doug Gilmore, one of the great matchups in this series. They both will get hit lots before it's over.
They're 5 aside now. Amati off for hooking at 10:59 of this first period.
Well, Bill Berg, maybe the best body-checking forward for the Leafs. He's got his sights on red shirts tonight.
42 seconds left in the Gill penalty. Gardner against Brent Sutter. Sutter kicked it loose. The Blackhawks on it quickly. Weinreich behind his own net, threw it into the corner for Sutter. Brent Sutter around the goal. Left it. Weinreich doubles back again. 30 seconds left in the Toronto penalty. Blackhawks slow, moving it out. Clark steals it near the blue line, then lost it. Graham coming in for the net. Graham is in close, but the Leafs got back and tried to lead it away. A high shot by Weinreich off the glass. Puckman didn't know where it was. It was there. The whistle had gone, and only 8 seconds left in the Todd Gill penalty.
Well, the Hawks are forcing the Leafs a little more often and a little more effectively tonight. Here is a 3-on-2 rush. The shot is stopped, and the Leafs get good control of the puck, and for the 2nd time this period, a lazy-daisy pass across the zone, didn't make it, and a good stop on the Leaf player by Felix Potvin to prevent a goal after the giveaway. The shot was well over the net, but Dirk Graham got it on the short hop. Potvin felt it, doesn't know where it is. It's on the right side of the red line from his viewpoint.
Face off to the left of Potvin. Gilmore won it from Brent Sutter. Now Gill is ready to step back on the ice. Here he comes. Toronto now with a man advantage on their taste of the first power play. Mironov turning from the line, and Allen is up there with him with Gilmore coming in. Gilmore takes a look around, but he got it back, and Mironov had gone in. The Blackhawks intercepted. Mironov again. Shoots it in this time. Blackhawks hear it all the way down the ice. Roenick in his role now as a penalty killer with Joe Murphy. 45 seconds left in the Chicago penalty to Amonte. No score, first period. Mironov again trying to flick one in, but it hit Chelios. Allen and Gilmore. Gilmore ahead. Gardner comes over the Chicago line, lost control of it, then whacked it in behind the goal. It is centered and off to one side for Rich Sutter to get a stick on it and shoot it down the ice. Only 15 seconds left in the Chicago penalty. Blackhawks out shooting Toronto 10-5. Todd Gill drops it back. Allen moving up. Forced to go to the left side in a crowd, and the Leafs went after it. It's centered by Osborne. The Chicago penalty is over. The two teams are at full strength now, and the Blackhawks dump it in with 6:45 remaining in the first period. Gill racing to center, shot it up over the Chicago line, and And it's easily cleared back down, right to Gill. Rouse. Pass was missed by Osborne. Wilkinson comes back in his own net, jammed on the brakes, was bumped, got the pass away though, and Rouse rifled it back in from center ice. Isabard capped it to open ice. And he was nailed by Berg. There's a penalty coming up. The Leafs in possession, and Berg hit his man at center, and he's going off.
I want my kids to be able to go outside and play and have a...
Chicago with its second power play of the game. Bill Berg tripped his man at center ice.
Well, when the hit is in there, you can't keep looking for it. Bill Berg did. Isabard almost got out of the way, not quite. Berg serves 2 for tripping. 6:20 left in the first. 0-0 here in game 2.
Shot on the net from his own side of center ice. Jamie McCown. Now the Blackhawks with the extra man, and they move it in smartly. Roenick, however, couldn't reach the pass, so the Blackhawks will have to come back and start out again. Chelios and Suter. Roenick with a Monty. And here's Murphy. Through the middle with that pass. But Roenick is forced to go back against Gilmore. He and Manderville are the penalty killers up front. Murphy takes it over the Leaf line. Into Roenick. Roenick ready on goal. And he can't get it by Putman, who stood up to him. Blackhawks keep it in. Pass goes into Suter. Sharp angle for him. Back of the net, Amati. McCown took him out of the play. He stays with it though and kicked it back to the blue line. Here's Chelios. Gets the screen shot away, and there's Putman making the leg save and then falling on the loose puck with 57 seconds left in the Leaf penalty.
Well, the Chicago Blackhawks far more energy tonight than Monday.
Don't play around with high prices. Come to Canadian Tire, your summer sports headquarters, and save on a huge selection of top-name sports equipment.
Bob Cole and Harry Neal in the broadcast booth. Ron McLean and Don Cherry and the Hockey Night in Canada crew at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Game 2 of the Western Conference quarterfinal. Leafs winning the first game, 5-1. Different style Chicago team here in the second game. Ruutu's shot. Putman looked around, but it was in front of him. Back to Chelios. Isabard on the Chicago power play. On the board. He's covered. Chelios is moving up, winding up, shooting, and he missed with that shot. Suter put it in there. Centering pass is deflected away by Zezel. And then Zezel again. Had it hit him, and it got to center ice. 25 seconds left of the penalty. Here comes Ruutu. Up front it is. Here's the chance. Listen to Chicago reeling a bit now with two big chances by Clark. The Blackhawks are in against Sutter, and he's stopped again by Putman. 2:30 left in the opening period. Mironov behind the net. These two teams know how big this game 2 is. The league's trying to make it 2-0 before the Chicago Stadium crowd takes over. The Blackhawks trying to even it up as Smith was dumped at center. Out for Toronto, Allen's long pass. Chasing it is Osborne, but Suter got back. 2 minutes left in the opening period. Gary Suter is lined up, got away from Osborne. And then in for Chicago, Murphy. Can't get the backhander away. It is center. Chelios winds up. Drives it in wide of the goal. Amandi picked it up and kept it in for Chicago. In back to the net. Cecil ripped it on the glass and it gets out. 1:35 left in this hectic first period at Maple Leaf Gardens. Puck is dumped high over the glass and into the crowd. And this is great action. Stanley Cup play for sure.
You want to know what makes a cat purr? A stop like this. And he had 15,000 Leaf fans on their feet. And why wouldn't they? And at the other end, the Eagle is soaring as he makes a wonderful stop here with his right leg on Wendell Clark's low shot. Both goalies sharp, especially Potvin in the first.
Minute 25 left in the first. No score. Chicago 15 shots. Toronto 7. Eastwood gets the puck to his own blue line. He'll stake the center. McRae is with him. So is Vanderbilt. Weak shot in on the net, and Belfour takes no chances, and he falls on it. .109 left in the first period. Stay tuned during the first intermission for Coach's Corner with Don Cherry and Ron McLean. And hockey's Great Wall of Fame presented by Ford tonight. We feature a legend of both the Toronto Maple Leafs and the Detroit Red Wings. All-Star Leonard Red Kelly.
Mr. Kelly sipped out of 8 cups. 4 for Detroit, 4 for Toronto.
Face off, right away, shot in. Belfour had to kick out the right pad as the shot by Andrechuk was deflected. Rutu gets away from Andrechuk. Into the final minute of the opening period now. And it's Gilmore forced to go the other way. Rutu saw it. Suter now from the blue line. Just shot it at the net. Sutter picked it up. Sutter, the great save again by Putman. And another. And it goes back on the goal. Rutu was in front. Andrechuk lifts one away, and it gets down to center ice. Chelios got back. Brings it back in for Chicago. Chelios ripped the shot, deflected away. It is centered by Rutu. Rutu again on it. In with Ronick. Green back of the net, trying to get it out front, but Gilmore has him pinned there. Rutu comes in, hit by Borchevsky. 10 seconds left in the period. Chicago pressing again. Rutu dumps back of the net. Puck in the corner. It's whipped up front. And Andrechuk knocked it away to center ice. We'll do it for period number 1. And a great period it was. Chicago looking their best so far in the series with 16 shots. And Toronto had 8. Coming up, John Cherry in the coach's corner. The score at the end of the first period. Toronto Maple Leafs 0, Chicago Blackhawks 0.
Most of the things that I've always done have been a feeling.
We evolved from the store into the theater. The wonder of the theater is that it can produce so many different types of emotions.
I think American Express gives you a feeling of security.
The card extends beyond simply being a card to buy something with.
American Express is welcomed at all kinds of places, all over Canada. Honest.
Well, I have to admit, I like that Cindy Crawford ad now that I've seen you in about 6. Gee, you're in all those commercials. What do you think of the game?
What I think of the game, McCreary letting them play, and if they had listened to me the last game, you remember on the opening that 30 seconds I was on?
Yes.
Very fleetingly.
We'll have you on the odd time.
Thanks a lot. Anyhow, when I said dummy penalties 3 times, they went out and got the dummy penalties and not getting them now. McCreary let them play.
He's too tired to blow the whistle. Have you ever seen such a pace or such a save by Felix Potvin?
Good, very good.
Great goaltending all around last night. 2 games played in the NHL. Pittsburgh's back in it on the strength of a 2-1 win.
Awful game. Pittsburgh should be ashamed of themselves. It's a disgrace the way they played. 9-1 at home, they get outshot. That is unbelievable.
Well, Francis hit the post, should have been 2.
Oh, great, 9-2, excuse me. That is a disgrace. The only reason they did any well is Barrasso was there. You know, there's something wrong with Pittsburgh. You got Lemieux with a bad back, Trotier's out with a bad back, Tockett's out with a bad back, and Francis is out with has got a bad back. They're not out, but they're playing with bad backs. You know what we did in the old days? We had bad backs for $4,500 a year.
What?
All right, this is what we had to do. We had to eat. The family had to eat, right? Rose, I've seen her dress me. And I've seen her put on my shoes. I couldn't tie them up. We got to the game. I thought you'd say something smart there.
Well, I'm just thinking of Don, the goal judge at the North End. There's a Don from the Ottawa Senators off-ice officials crew. His wife's name's Rose. What are the odds of that? Anyway, go ahead about your back and Rose dressing you.
Anyhow, we used to rub hot stuff on our back because then we get to the rink, run the Red Devil stuff on, and we couldn't feel it. Well, I'm very glad to hear about the goal judge.
Well, I ain't getting into what you and Rose used to rub on your back.
All I was saying was he did up my shoes. I want to tell you, we rubbed the hot stuff on our back, and we went out and played. When we sweat, we couldn't feel it. All right, go ahead.
Buffalo loses to New Jersey.
Thanks a lot. All right, Buffalo Hasek. I am telling you, Hasek, if he can see a puck, he'll stop it. He is unbelievable. And Stevens went in, he didn't see it. Now, I'm here on a Soap Stevens. Scott Stevens. Let's talk about Scott Stevens. Look at this. Best body checker in the game. Led his team in points. Best plus-minus in the league. And he can drop them once in a while. This guy should be up for the North all the way. What a great guy, I'm telling you right now. He never ever, you don't even know he's alive. Let's start thinking about him.
I
got to hurry now because
you have lots of time.
Oh, yeah?
What's next? You were going to say something about last game here.
Oh, let's talk about Mironov. Let's talk about this dive when he was supposed to have been shot by the .404 Magnum.
Let's talk.
Yes, he was spared. Now listen, I bet in there, I said there's $100 to $10, he's back the next shift. By the way, that shouldn't be allowed. If it's a 5-minute major, he shouldn't be back on if he hurts that bad. Now let's just see it again. Murphy, first of all, this is something you kids should never do with Murphy. Mark, roll it right now, what Murphy did. Now Murphy should never do this right now. He really didn't do nothing. Now oh my goodness, look, he's down. Isn't it awful?
Guys always go down.
Yeah, now watch this. Oh my goodness, look at him. Oh, down again. He shot with a .404 Magnum. You kids never do that there. Awful stuff. Now watch Dougie Gilmore, Kingston, Ontario. That's a major league shot. Look at that. Come back. Little punch again. This is the way you do it. He's calling him stupid there. But anyhow, that was when he was acting dumb. But don't.
Call him stupid.
I know. Hey, listen. Don't, please, kids, fall down and roll around like that. That's not our way.
And Boston, Montreal.
Boston, Montreal. All my friends are saying, what's going on? All my Bees friends, all my Habs friends, let's go. We can't see it. We never see the... Let's go. Let's see it again. What do we got?
Well, I thought you brought a hit medal.
I did, folks. You won't believe it. Look at that hit there. Whoa. Hey, even Dan Poos is hitting. Look at this. I'll tell you, boy, it's a great hit. Whoa. But watch Hughes coming up. We got Hughes coming up. You're going to see a hit, a major league hit coming up. Hostroff and Odelang. Whoa. All right, guys, I know you love all that stuff. Hey, here's Hostroff and Odelang. I like that Hostroff. I tell you, boy, he stands there. I like Olin, too. We got him holding #1 up there. All my Boston friends are going to be mad at me and everything. But just to show you what's going on in Boston, that little building, and I'll tell you, that's a great rivalry there. And I know we got Odeland coming off the thing. Jump in there, coming up just to kind of, and all my Boston friends, I didn't know they were going to do that. Boston, one more thing. The other night, Dougie Gilmore, #1 star, winning goal and assist. Kirk Muller, 3 points in a 3-2 win. Winning goal, first star. Just thought I'd mention that.
All right, I don't know about that sparing thing. There hasn't been this much support.
I said You shouldn't do that. I'm just saying, but it wasn't, he didn't have to do that.
And I'm saying, if it's okay, there hasn't been this much sympathy for a blade to the midsection since the Bobbitt trial. Don Cherry in the Coach's Corner on Molson Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs on CBC.
Coach's Corner with Don Cherry. Brought to you by Pepsi. Be young, have fun, drink Pepsi.
69, 2 seasons after he'd finished his career as an all-star forward with the Toronto Maple Leafs. In Toronto, Kelly was a vital cog as the club won 4 Stanley Cups. Prior to that, he was a celebrated defender in Detroit as he redesigned the role of the defenseman. Another 4 Stanley Cups was a portion of his reward. For 20 seasons, the Simcoe, Ontario native magically transformed his talent into a career that sees him today regarded as an all-time great. A gentleman and all-star. Tonight, we present Red Kelly on Hockey's Great Wall, presented by Ford of Canada.
Chicago Blackhawks nothing. Second period coming up. Shot 16-8 for Chicago in the first. Stay tuned following prime time news for coverage of Game 2 of the Vancouver-Calgary Western Conference quarterfinal. However, if you're watching in Saskatchewan, you'll see the Canucks and Flames right after our game. Rest of the country, news first. Then we'll join that other game right here. No scores, second period. Toronto starting out. McCown forced to go back before checking Dirk Green. He hit McCown, knocked into the ice as the puck was shot into the Chicago zone. Dubinsky played it through center. Hronek was on it. Fire one in for Dubinsky. He's trying to race in forward, but he's handled quite easily in on the boards by Lefebvre. Green tries to center. McCown covering him to the corner again. Hronek, very tricky. He got the puck out front. Andrechuk was waiting for that pass. Ahead, and Vanderbilt tried to go in. Vanderbilt cutting for the net. A weak shot. Missed the goal. Vanderbilt is knocked into the boards behind the net. Chicago can't get it out on the first crack. It is Vanderbilt giving it to Eastwood. He centers it. Andrechuk got in, but now 2 Blackhawks skate away. Up to center is Murphy, right behind him, Hronek. Murphy dropped it back to Hronek. Hronek waiting. Now Ellen has him trapped. And Eastwood comes in. The puck is on the boards, and there's no further play.
Well, let's have a look at the ice times of the players in the first period. Hronek and Gilmour. Gilmour 9 minutes, 10 seconds. Hronek not quite as much as Gilmour. But 2 horses for the Blackhawks. 11 minutes for Suter. That's getting up to 35 minutes a game. That's amazing. It'll be more amazing if it goes 7 games in 13 nights and these guys are still standing in about 10 days. Chicago, by far the best team in the first period. They worked harder, they forechecked better, and they were aggressive.
Here's Carney. Chicago winning the faceoff. Brent Sutter was in there with a Monty. Sutter knocked it loose. Hooked the pass over in front of the Leaf net. And Gill put it up to center ice. Gilmour's weak shot. Sliced away by Belfort. Here's Gartner going back to the net to pick it up and skating all the way back to the line. Now Todd Gill. Ripped the shot. Rebound to Gilmour. Clark is in front. So is Gartner. Gilmour. He likes to work from back there. What'll he do? Up front. Gartner's knee. And that will bring about a Chicago penalty. Keith Carney nailed Gartner as Gilmour was giving the Blackhawks fits behind the net.
Chicago Blackhawks, until Carney took the penalty, gave you a great example of excellent defensive zone coverage, even though Gilmour had the puck. They've each got a man. Number 10, Amonte's going to take Gilmour, whatever side he comes out. Clark's taken. Gardner's taken. And although that's a penalty, I'll take those kind of penalties any day when my defensemen play that way for that long in the defensive zone coverage.
Interference call against Carney. He prevented Gardner from getting in the spot for a pass from Gilmore. Power play, Toronto. 0 for 1 in the game. No score. Second period. The Blackhawks Suter gets it ahead, and it's hooked to center ice by Brent Sutter. Chelios will come back to pick it up now. He has lots of time to pick the opening. Toronto has Gill and Ellen. Gilmore, Gardner, and Clark. Power play, Toronto. Here they come. To centers, the defenseman Gill, and there's Gardner racing in. Great speed. In back of the net. Gill picks it up, threw it over for Gardner. He lost it, and it's cleared back to center. Here's Murphy coming in for Chicago. His shot was spoiled by Ellen. 1:10 left in the penalty. Clark to center ice. Carries the puck in himself. He was met along the boards over there by Wilkinson and in on the corner boards. It's centered out. Away from Clark. Clark again. Forced back. Threw it into Gardner. Gilmore's back of the goal. Centered it. And the Blackhawks pick it up and get it out of the zone again. Racing down is Cunnyworth. Lost it as he tried to make a play in front to Rick Sutter. 38 seconds left in the penalty to Chicago. No score, and Clark is moving up. Good play. Clark gets in. Eastwood back in the net. Can't center it to Pearson, who was open. Eastwood again with Pearson in the corner. Here's Pearson and Eastwood. Eastwood to Pearson. Pearson went off balance, and that allowed Ruutu to pick it up and skate away. Dirk Brame on his right. He comes this way to Weinrich. 10 seconds left in the Chicago penalty. Eastwood dropped it back. And now the penalty is over. Carney is on the ice. No score, and Andrechuk fired a shot nowhere near the net. Pearson bumped his man. Eastwood on the boards with it, working it to the corner, and lost it. Wilkinson tucked it back of the net the other way. Chicago up to Carney. Carney into Weisenberg. Big chased in the corner, and Andrechuk fired a pass. Pearson had to turn around and try to pick it up and couldn't do it. 4:20 gone in the second period. No score in this hockey game. Game 2, the Leafs up in the series 1-0 in the 5-1 win Monday. Zazzle takes a pass and then takes a hit from Chelios. Suter on his knees, got back up. The puck is loose. Comes back to Osborne. At the line, a long shot, gloved by Belfour. With Andrechuk in very close. And the play is stopped. We'll be back after this.
When we bought our house, we went to work on the bathroom first.
Jackson, Conacher, and Primo. I wish it was my era. Those guys could play the game.
We are nearing the 5-minute mark of the second. The Leafs, Lefebvre gets the shot. Scoreless game. Here's Berg coming up quick, trying to rub it in, and Belfour had the pad, jammed on that left post, and then got the big net on it.
Well, so far you'd have to say the Blackhawks, Daryl Sutter, has got to his team about playing tough but not being foolish about it. They have been all the Leafs could handle physically, and yet have only taken one penalty that was even marginally foolish. Berg tries the wraparound here. The wraparound, you better make your chance and then get out of the way, because you have no way of avoiding the defenseman as you're concentrating on trying to put it behind the goalie coming out from behind the net. It's a dangerous move. Sometimes works, but dangerous.
The defenseman there was Keith Carney for Chicago. Zazzle kicked the puck loose. Rouse might get a shot here. That's stopped by Belfour. Big rebound is taken by Chicago. Weinrich played it up over the Leaf line. Near center, Zazzle missed it. Weinrich slapped it from center ice. It'll be Rouse coming up for Toronto. Gets to center, the pass to Zazzle. Tough time hanging on to it, though. He flipped it in back to the net. Berg was covered, and Carney slides the puck ahead. Now he brings it out. Coming up there with Dubinsky. He gets over the line. Dubinsky comes in, his pass, and the Leafs take it. Bird dumped it away. Bird giving a bump as he made that play. Roenick backing up away from Rouse. Shot from center and cleared in behind the Toronto goal. Blackhawks on it. Dubinsky got in front. Was jolted before he could shoot it. Down goes Vanderbilt. He's skating hard. And the shot, Belfour blocked on the short side. And Roenick is there. He takes a hit from McRae. Here's Vanderbilt. Belfour stopped that. Another big rebound, though. Back of the net. McRae centered one. Vanderbilt is covered and can't get on the puck. Amonte racing down the left side for Chicago. Leafs got back. Gill made sure of him and Murphy. Good play by Gill, the Toronto defenseman. McRae bumped at the blue line as he tried to chase in after it. Greg Smith had him taped. Amonte shoots at the center. We are nearing the 7-minute mark. Second period, no score. Cunningworth stealing it. Shot it back of the Leaf net. Toronto on it. Gill nearly lost it in front of his own goal. Then he calmly put it to center, where Chelios brings it back in, and Ella took care of him. Toronto shooting at the center. Onside was Gilmore, but he couldn't corral that long pass. Randy Cunningworth back to the Leaf line with that puck, and turning it center. Clark saw Cunningworth come up for a hit and turned away from him. 7:15 gone in the second period. No score here in game 2. Gilmore shoots it in. Gardner is on it first. Gardner flipped it on the boards for Clark. He and Gilmore. Gilmore trying to come in front, but he's covered. Clark centered it. Chelios in front of his goaltender. Moved it away from the danger area. And the Blackhawks are on it to bring it out. Suter's long pass down to Ruutu. That's across the 2 lines. And that stops the play. We have our first update of the night. Here's Ron McLean.
Right, Bob, it took a while for the Wings to get on track. They finally do it. Watch the great save by Artur Zerbe on Sean Burr as he breaks around in a desperation move with the glove hand. But then a scramble, and Chris Draper will swipe at it. It goes right back to Sean Burr, and this time he makes no mistake. First goal of the playoffs, first goal of the game. 46 seconds into the second period. Scotty Bowman can breathe some relief, and Chris Osgood looked great in goal so far for the Red Wings.
All right, Ron will keep us posted on that important game at the Joe Louis Arena. San Jose up in the series 1-0. An upset win in game 1 on Monday. Here, the Leafs are leading in this series 1-0.
And they're out shooting the Hawks in the second period 6-0. Much better second so far than most of their first.
Toronto starting back out. Pearson missed the pass as he crossed his own blue line, so Mironov will come back again. 8 minutes gone in the second. No score yet. Pearson and Eastwood nearly collided at center. Just got the heads up in time. Potvin knocked it away to the corner, away from Isabard, who's in there checking for Chicago. It is Eastwood stick handling out of his own zone. Pass into the skates of Andrechuk, and he shoots it in behind the net. Pearson moving up. There's Andrechuk on the far side. In for Pearson and Eastwood. Pearson back at the goal. Coming out with a one arm on the stick and managed to get it in front. They lost it. Carney and Isabard go in. Poulin in front of the net. Centering pass, and Ruutu couldn't reach it. That's Roenick on there now. Both coaches changing the lines a little bit here in the second period.
Pat Burns has changed every line in the second period, every one of them.
It's an icing call against Toronto with 11:02 remaining in period number 2. Scores.
So you're an insurance broker, right? Because
are underway in a 2:06. The St. Louis Blues get the first goal of the game. Pretty set up. Craig Janney to Brendan Shanahan, his first of the postseason. 1-0 Blues at Reunion. Well, one other important bit of information. North End goal judge, that's Don Walski. Hello to Rose in Ottawa.
Face off is to the right of Felix Potvin. 11:02 left in the period. The Suter from the blue line takes a shot. It doesn't reach the net. Big crowd in front of Potvin on that drive. Brent Sutter is back in the net trying to center it. He's handled. Puck loose again. They do get it back to Suter. Suter trying to shot. It's blocked. To the line. Not out. Now the Maple Leafs clear. Mironov coming over center. Faked the shot. Went in. He couldn't get by Smith. And Dirk Graham shoots it across center ice to the Leaf line. Dubinsky was covered as he tried to go in. Osborne and Dubinsky bump near center ice now. The puck on the boards and Zensel gets it loose. Dubinsky picked it up and shot it in. The Blackhawks will make changes as the Leafs hurry back. Berg does not move it out over the line. And the Blackhawks pour it after it. Cunningham shooting it back in the net. Graham, the captain of Chicago, tries to get it loose. He hooked it away with a skate. Now comes out with a shot. And again, it's blocked in front of the Toronto goalie. Leafs get it up to center. Berg racing hard, but beaten to it by Chelios. And it's over the glass. And the play is stopped again.
Well, Gary Suter has enjoyed a fine moment in his hockey career. In 1989, he played for the Calgary Flames. They won the Stanley Cup. Cliff Fletcher was the manager. Jamie McCowan, Doug Gilmour were teammates, as was assistant coach Rick Wamsley. Suter has now played 16 minutes and 22 seconds of this game that is just over 30 minutes old.
Don't forget, when the series shifts to Chicago, they play back-to-back games, Saturday and Sunday. Games 3 and 4, so everybody will be under the big test. The Leafs 5-1 in game 1. This game 2 is scoreless, just past the halfway mark of the second period. Again, Chicago dumps it in. Gill shot it off the boards. That might get right on the net, so no icing. Belfour came out. He has not had much to do in this second so far. Chance dropped it. Cunningham trying to beat a man to get it in front. He got by Allen, but then was checked by Allen. Now he's let loose again. Cunningham centered it. Chance trying to backhand it in. Here's Sutter's shot. One man hugging the post, stopped it on the short side. Gilmour to the other wing. Gets it up to Clark. He had to stop to get away from Chelios. Gave it to Gardner. Shooting! And that's stopped by Belfour. Gardner can really rip him from that wing. Back in is Chelios. Going for the net. Good save by Potvin. As Chelios made a brilliant rush. Somehow cut sharply and got in for a good shot. Gilmour is dumped. The crowd wanted the play call. But it goes on and Gardner shoots it down the ice. Chicago, Cunningham and Gilmour were tangled, and Cunningham got the elbow up and gave Gilmour a shot.
From now on, these will...
Cunningham got caught for elbowing here at 11:20, and the Leafs get another power play.
Well, I talked about retaliation penalties. You're going to see it. Not there. It's when they get about halfway out of the zone. They're chatting about that, and here it comes. There! An elbow right to the chops of Gilmour, and a retaliation penalty to Cunningham.
Brent Sutter won the draw for Chicago, but the Leafs win and get the puck. Chelios takes it back, lifted one on the boards, and now Suter will bring it out to center ice, killing a few seconds there before backhanding it inside the Leaf line. Toronto on a power play. Mironov made a dangerous move in front of the net with Dirk Graham in forechecking. Shot from center, and here comes Borshevsky with Andrechuk. Borshevsky back to Mironov. McCown shot. Save by Belfour, and he hangs on with no rebound this time with 2 Leafs in.
Well, Andrechuk right in front of the net. He tried to get his stick on it, as did Mike Eastwood. A good shot from the point. Good concentration by Belfour because he had to hunt for the puck as it came in from the point. You can see Eastwood 32, Andrechuk 14, trying to get their stick on it. Couldn't. Chris Chelios makes a good defensive play here, but watch this guy pick him up and lay him down on this one. Outside Todd Gill, cuts in, and forces Potvin to make a pretty good stop. Chris Chelios, two-time Norris Trophy winner, has a 6-game point streak going at the moment, or a 5-game point streak with 6 points.
Dangerous. It was Chelios who got the Chicago goal in the third period of game 1. 8:05 left in the second here, and scoreless game. 1:20 left in the penalty to Kennyworth. Gill and Ellen. Gardner, Andrechuk, and Gilmore the forward line. They're moving out. Gill wants to bring it up. Gives it to Gardner. Gardner going in. Gilmore just missed it in front of the net. From the corner, he centers it now. Ellen back to Gilmore. Gilmore to Ellen again. Gets the shot. Rebound is there for Andrechuk. He can make another shot. That's blocked. Belfour was down. No stick in his hand now. The Blackhawks trying to get the puck out. And they do. Giving Belfour time to retrieve the goal stick. Close call for Toronto. 35 seconds left in the penalty to Kennyworth. No score. Second period. And it's Clark this time with Pearson and Gilmore. Clark is over the line, a weak backhander, and Belfour smartly hooks it in and smothers it. No further play, and 24 seconds left in the Chicago penalty.
Well, the Leafs on the power play are being forced by the Chicago Blackhawks aggressive penalty killing to move the puck. You got to make 2 or 3 passes in deep out to the blue line, because the Hawk defenseman will chase you all the way to the boards or all the way to the hash marks. But if you don't make 2 or 3 passes and move after you passed it, you're never going to get away from the fierce aggressive penalty killing.
Toronto has outshot Chicago 10-3 here in the second period. We are still scoreless in this hockey game. 7:04 left in the second and 24 seconds in the Chicago penalty. Kennyworth has been standing up in the penalty box. The Leafs come very close. Here's Mironov. His low shot. Big loose puck. Leafs are on it. They get it back to the line again. Mironov with a shot. Rebound. And it goes back to the goal again. Belfour is without the stick. Knocked in back of the net. Now he has it back again. And the Blackhawks get it out. And hang on. 4 seconds left in the penalty to Kennyworth. They killed it off. It wasn't easy, but they killed it off. Now they are at full strength again. 6:30 left in the second. Pearson is coming up. Eastwood on the move, but the puck is intercepted at the Chicago blue line. Carney got it ahead. Coming in is Shanks. Big rebound in front of the Toronto goalie, but it's cleared to center in time. Chicago get back onside, and they're changing now as the Leafs take their time to come out. Up to center, it gets all the way over the Chicago line. Wilkinson back. Turned, he didn't look out there, and it was a Leaf player, Clark, coming in. But he missed it. Murphy turns with a Monty. Into the hard shot. That one rattled off the glass to the right of Potvin. Wilkinson stopping it and shooting. Good save by Potvin. It was deflected. He got the left glove down. That was a huge save. Here's Rolnick setting it up. Monty. And here's another backhander stopped by Potvin. We got a choke. Wilkinson's drive deflected away from the net. Potvin is very hot for Toronto tonight. The Blackhawks get it going here. Murphy gets it back. In off the boards in the corner. It comes out the other way. Monty trying to go in for it, but the Leafs relieve the pressure now by shooting it down the ice. Potvin is brilliant again here in the second period as the Blackhawks come close and the crowd applauds their goalie again.
Center ice.
Well, the Eagle and the Cat dueling it out here in the house at Smytheville. A brilliant goaltending performance at both ends. Potvin busy in the first. Belfour busy here. How did the Leafs miss? It goes back to the other end, and Potvin equally brilliant to keep the score at 0-0. 5:15 to go in the second period.
And the face-off to the right of Potvin now. Chicago. Every man a fair bit inside the blue line. Studer shot. They saw that to a crowd. Bullet in the corner tried to center it. Osborne gets it out and Zezel races on it. Zezel is stopped and Ruutu took him out of the play. Zezel back on his feet. Getting in over the Chicago line. There's Chelios picking it up, getting away from Zezel. Moved it ahead. Get better now. Berg ran into Chelios heavily in the Chicago zone. The Maple Leafs come to center ice to him. Now is up with Berg. And the play is offside at the Chicago blue line.
Well, Bill Berg threw a check that was nothing to sneeze at on Chris Chelios. But Chelios, if there's anybody that loves the game more than Chris Chelios, I'd like to meet him. They tell me when the NHL players were on strike, Bob, Chelios paid $6 an hour in Chicago to play pickup games every day they were on strike.
He has been great through his career. No question about that. Chicago, I'm happy to have him. And this game is scoreless with 4:37 remaining. Gilmore comes to the face-off spot against Sutter, and Brent Sutter won the draw. Allowing Weinrich to move over center ice. Put it in over the line, and Sutter's shot is deflected wide of the net. Ellis slapped it on the boards. Andrechuk stopped that hard pass and comes out. Gilmore goes down the left side. Belfort trying to hang on to it. He does, but he had to dive out of the net. He saw the two Leaf players coming in looking for a rebound. That was, in fact, set up after the shot, and he was able to come out and smother it.
You know, that play, Bob, I really think Andrechuk was trying to fake Belfort with the shoot-in, thinking he's going to shoot it in by looking to the Tim Horton corner there and then put it on the net, because we know how much Belfort loves to come out of the net. But he wouldn't bite on the bait that was offered up by Dave Andrechuk.
4:15 remaining in the second period. There's Andrechuk getting ready. He's parked to the left of Gilmore. He's going to try to win this face-off from Sutter, and he does. But the Blackhawks get on the loose puck. Suter gets it out. Frame is hit center ice. Allen bumped him. Gill coming back to the goal. He takes a hit. Brent Sutter kept it in, and Graham is tied up going after it. Allen all over him. Four players in on the boards. They try to get it off the boards. Two skates have it hooked there. So far, no whistle. Now he has to call it. They lock it up. And the play is stopped, and the faceoff is going to be in the Leaf zone to the right. With 3:44 remaining in the second period. And it's scoreless.
We want to make it perfectly clear. You'll find guaranteed low prices at your Canadian Tire store every day. If you find a better price anywhere, we'll match it. Guaranteed.
This game gets more and more important as it moves along. Toronto winning the first game 5-1. Chicago, Harry, no, they have to win this one. They do not want to go back to Chicago down 2-0.
Well, you know, the 5-1 sounds like a very one-sided victory. But when you score 3 goals in the first 5 shots of the first playoff game, as Toronto did Monday, it's awful tough to play the kind of game you wanted to when you're 3 down before you blink. That isn't true tonight. Chicago's been much better, and it's been a whale of a hockey game, even though no goals have been scored.
Shots are 23-20 in favor of Chicago. The two goaltenders, Potvin and Belfort, have been brilliant. This is Rich Sutter driving for the net. He has to go around. He gets out front, and a weak backhander. Mironov was covering him. Mironov now takes it, and Sutter chases him. Bennett on the boards. Eastwood gets it out. McRae is up on the play, and Rouse, the defenseman, joins in. Rouse given a bump by Suter. The puck in back of the Chicago net. Vanderbilt chased Cunnyworth. He got rid of it, and then was decked in the corner by McRae. touched it in plenty of time, and that is icing called against Chicago.
Brand names room. Don't leave your family room in the second intermission. Watch after 40 minutes where Ron McLean's going to talk to Chris Chelios. Chelios has just finished the 2-minute shift, Bob. The timeout gives him a bit of a breather, and he doesn't go off. He starts it again. I hope McLean asks him where he gets his stamina. From his own chili house that he has down the street from the Chicago Stadium.
Face off in the Chicago zone. Leafs get a shot on goal right off the bat, and Belfour stops it and hangs on to it, so they'll do it again. It was right. Gilmore is on there now with Clark and Borshevsky. Pat Burns has gone with that trio for a while, looking for the first goal of the game. Chicago is making a change now, and Brent Sutter comes on. Graham and Ruutu. There's Gilmore. He will face Brent Sutter on the draw. 3:06 remaining in the second period. Brent Sutter has not lost many face-offs. Winning that one. Clark knocking one down inside the line. Borshevsky going back on the net, trying to get it out front. Gilmore is with him back. Here's Clark. Clark ran on it. It came off the end of the stick. That's two great scoring chances for Wendell Clark. Alone in the first period. This one in the second, but he didn't get the kind of shot he wanted.
Well, Borshevsky made a great play to elude the defensive zone coverage of Chris Chelios long enough to find Clark in the clear in the slot. I would think Clark was trying to go up there. Watch Borshevsky turns away from Chelios. That gives him time to find Clark. And I don't know whether the puck was rolling or Wendell missed it, but he really didn't get all of it. His stick breaks on the second attempt, shove it under a prone Belfour.
Chicago will clear the zone now. The pass through center, and it is Green trying to go in there. It's back in front of the backhander by Sutter. Did not miss by much. Leafs do not get it out cleanly. Gilmore circle back, brings it away through 3 Blackhawks, and rolls it into the Chicago zone. Chelios back. Borshevsky in to forecheck. Brent Sutter. The puck up to center ice. 2:20 left in the second period. Scoreless in game 2. Chelios on there again. Going the other way with it. Gilmore is there and got it back to the line. Gill's shot. Missed. Clark can handle it off the boards. And the Blackhawks get it out. Amati rolling up over the Leaf line and trying to split the defense. Rouse took it from him and feeding it ahead to Gilmore. Belfour out, backhands it to the corner. Here comes Berg. There goes Amati. Up to center. Coming in, Roenick. And Murphy, Roenick. Got in front of Murphy. Couldn't get the puck over. So there's Roenick again. Making a great move. But he was hit on the second attempt. And the Leafs get it back to center ice. A minute and a half left in the second period. Weinrich dumps it in for Chicago. They are changing as Todd Gill moved it over to Rouse. And Rouse will bring it out. Coming over the line with a lead pass down the side goes Berg. He centered it. And Osborne had his stick lifted and 3 Blackhawks hop on it and get it out. Cunningworth doesn't catch up to it. Weinrich will turn. Backs up in his own zone. The Leafs intercept the pass and Zessel gave it to McCown. He lifts a high one in on the glass to the left of Belfour. In the final minute of the second period now. These two teams going at it and scoreless here in game 2. 23 shots apiece at this stage, and the Leafs go in on this rush offside.
Well, both teams should be congratulated, I think, tonight. They've all had good hits for, and most of them have taken good hits. There's been absolutely very little in the way of retaliation. Bob Rouse made a great play here when Roenick and Murphy get away on a bit of a 2-on-1. Murphy tries to slide it back to Roenick. Rouse drags the left foot and maybe prevented a goal, although the way Potvin's playing, the puck's the size of an aspirin in the eyes of the shooter.
48 seconds remaining in the second period. Chicago winning the draw at their own blue line. Suter fading back. Now Now up to Green. He made a good play to poke it through to Brent Sutter. In over the line with Route 2 heading for the net, and Sutter is checked by Lefebvre, who stays with him. Lefebvre now knocking the puck loose. Sutter on it, but lost it to Gilmore. And Gilmore lifted a high one down to the Chicago line. Chelios back. 22 seconds left in the period. Chelios dumps it in. Lefebvre will have to hurry back. Route 2 chased him. 15 seconds left in the period, and the puck is harmlessly out between the two blue lines again. With 10 seconds left in the period, Chelios is decked again at the far side. Taking a hit from Gilmore this time.
Well, we all have seen, if you've watched the game Monday in the first two periods, or almost the first two periods here, Chelios has centered on Gilmore 2 or 3 different times. But in this game, if you bide your time, the worm turns, and Gilmore gives Chelios the ride along the boards in front of the lead bench.
With the ice time that Chelios is logging, he can ill afford to be hit that often. He's getting a few poundings in the second period. But he's the strong one, and he remains on. Number 7, Chris Chelios with Suter, who's also logging quite a bit of ice time, especially here in the second. Wow, this one runs out. And the shots are even after 2 periods. 23 apiece. Toronto out shooting Chicago 15-7 in that period.
This could be one of those rare NHL games. The first goal wins, and it may not even be in regulation.
We talked about Chris Chelios, and you'll have a chance to see him and listen to him as he comes in to visit with Ron McLean in our second intermission in after 40 minutes. Stand by for that. Score after 2. Toronto, nothing. Chicago, nothing.
Bell Canada.
There's the scene on Yonge Street in Toronto. At Maple Leaf Gardens, it's the Leafs and the Hawks, Game 2 of their Western Conference quarterfinal. And as you know, no score at the end of 40 minutes of play. The Blackhawks a period away from earning a split if they can win one period, the third here in Toronto. Chris Chelios has been mentioned so many times on the telecast tonight, a dominant force for the Hawks again. There's a nice end-to-end rush that results in a great chance. In fact, loose puck at Potvin feet. Todd Gill, nice job to get it away. Harry Neal wanted the first question. Where do you get your endurance, Chris?
I guess you just get used to it. It's not as easy as it used to be, but I enjoy the ice time. I find myself getting involved more in the game, and I like the work.
As I say, you've got a good chance if you win one period, this coming period, to go home with what you came for. Did you feel when you were down 5-0 in the second the other night that you were in a lot of trouble, or did you think about that?
Well, we came out on discipline. I think we bared down in the third period and didn't take any penalties, and that's what you're seeing tonight. We're not getting involved. It's whistle-to-whistle action. That's what we want to do, and one goal could win this game, and that's the type of game we want to be in.
What about the new team? You're a leader on a team that went to the Stanley Cup just 2 short years ago, but a lot of changes. Tell me about the club as it is now.
Well, I think that with the string we put together at the end of the year with 4 or 5 in a row, I think the guys got the confidence, and at least we know we're aware of playing good hockey and beating anybody when we play our game. Now it's just a matter of getting confidence and getting the breaks. Toronto's a good team. You know, it can go either way. We're in a 0-0 game, and we got to get out there and work and have a good third period.
Gary Suter's a pal of yours. I thought he looked a little nervous playing with you when he first got there wearing number 6. Now he's in 20. How's he feel?
I think he's getting a little more comfortable. It's a whole different style of play us than Calgary. I think, you know, Calgary sits back and plays that wedge, and we're a very aggressive team and forcing everyone. Gary just finds himself sitting back once in a while, and he's an instinct player. He's got to go with the puck, and he's got to play offensively, and that's his game. And I think he's been getting better and better. Now it's a little tough in the playoffs. You don't have the opportunity to jump up with the play.
One of the greatest things you do, Chris, is combine your family at home with your hockey family. I've never seen a guy that's with the guys when needs to be and with your kids and so forth when you need to be. Now, when you go back to Chicago, will you be in a hotel, and what do you do about your family?
Well, I think I spend a lot of time with my kids. I don't know if my wife ever sees me. Might be a good father or a bad husband, but you know, we try and in the playoffs you have to sacrifice. You don't worry too much about your family in the playoffs. You got all summer to worry about that, especially if you don't concentrate in the playoffs. You'll be out and golfing before you know it. So I think we'll be stuck in the hotel the night before games, but it's great to get with the guys, especially like you said with the new bunch of guys we got. Everybody gets to know each other again.
Everybody knows the best restaurants are those Greek restaurants. How's Chelly's Chili doing in Chicago?
It's doing good. We're getting a lot of Canadian people coming down, and I really enjoy it. It's been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can keep going in the playoffs and keep it busy.
Where do the proceeds go? You and Jeremy Roenick have a fund?
The Jared and Shelley's Children Fund. We've been doing that ever since we've been with the Blackhawks together. We've been raising a lot of money, and the Blackhawks have also helped us out a lot with the Blackhawk charity. So it works out good. Even the players on the other teams in the league have been helping us out a lot with sticks and other sorts of memorabilia. It's been working out great.
35 of 40 minutes so far, and another nice interview. My thanks to Chris Chelios of the Chicago Blackhawks. His club embroiled in a scoreless tie with the Toronto Maple Leafs at Maple Leaf Gardens. When we come back, Luke Richardson, maybe Kelly Buchberger. We'll talk about the World Championships and scores from around the league on Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. Blackhawk great goaltender interviewing Ken Baumgartner, of course, ailing Maple Leaf out with a bad hand. Darren's working the telecast for ESPN2. Here's Luke Richardson, and fellas, I also have Kelly Buchberger, but I'll get to Kelly in a second. Luke, Darren Pang, he's a funny guy. You had junior experience with him.
Oh, it was great. Playing summer hockey, getting ready for every season. I had him in one end and Jim Ralph in the other end. They kept us laughing the whole summer.
Yeah, they were back to back. They were before your time. What am I saying? Junior together. But Jim Ralph just had a baby boy, by the way, Jesse. So congratulations, Jim and Beth. Kelly, you're going to the World Championships along with Luke. How do you feel about it?
Well, it's an honor to go play for your country. Unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs, but then again, we get the chance to salvage the season and go over and play in Italy.
You dressed for it. You look like you're going over to Europe. Who else from the Oilers? Glenn's put the wraps on you, I guess.
Jason Arnott's coming with us, Shane Fortson, and Billy Ranford, so we'll be solid in nets all the way out.
That's terrific. What about the game tonight, Kelly? Your thoughts on Chicago-Toronto through two?
They played the other night. It was a fast-paced game, and Chicago came on the bitter end of it. But tonight it's a fast-paced game, hard-hitting, and it's a nice game to watch.
Luke, you on this game?
Well, it's there's hardly any whistles. They're really banging out there. It's great goaltending, great saves in each end, and it's going to be a long series, I think.
Well, we're looking forward to that, and also to see how you, George Kingston, Glenn Sather, and the crew do over in Italy. Good luck there.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ron.
Kelly Buchberger and Luke Richardson of the Edmonton Oilers joining us here in the hallway at Maple Leaf Gardens. No score. High drama set for the third period. We'll have that, plus scores elsewhere when we return to Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC. From around the league, Sean Burr's goal, 46 seconds into the second, the only goal. And bear in mind, the last 5 times Detroit's been in the playoffs, in the opening round, whenever they've lost the first game, they've won the series, and vice versa. So Scotty must be pleased they lost game 1 against San Jose. Well, maybe. And St. Louis, Brendan Shanahan has the lone goal. So 3 games around the league and just 2 goals thus far tonight. It's scoreless here. We're set for the action to begin in Calgary and to continue here in Toronto. Here's Bob Cole and Harry Neal.
Two teams are on and ready to go for the third period. Chicago had their chances in the first, outshooting Toronto 16-8. Toronto had plenty of chances in the second, outshooting Chicago 15-7. These 2 goaltenders have been brilliant tonight.
Well, Eddie Balfour, as you mentioned, Bob, in the opening, worked so hard yesterday. I mean, sweat was just dripping off him, coming off what he knew was not a vintage Balfour performance. And if working but in the practice between games made him sharp, and you got to give him credit. Felix Potvin was strong in game 1. He's been stronger in game 2. I'm sure Daryl Sutter's happy to say tonight, at least for 2 periods, his best players have been, in fact, his best players. Chelios, Roenick, Balfour, Suter. The chances to score after 2 periods, 14-12. The score, 0-0. 2 guys headed for the Molson Cup 3 stars are 200 feet away from each other in goal.
Third period underway in game 2. LeFave spinning away from a check and rolling the puck in over the Chicago line. Chelios poked it ahead. Frame coming out. Weak pass, though, but the Leafs are offside.
Well, Dirk Graham, the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks, 60, this is his 70th playoff game. And versus the Toronto Maple Leafs this year, 3 goals in the 6th game he's played. I know Graham is the type of guy, when you're the coach, you feel good putting him out in any situation. Against the other team's big line, on the power play, killing penalty, last shifts of periods or games. He's a trustee in this business.
Again, Sylvain Lefebvre shoots it into the Chicago zone. McCown poked it in on the net. Belfort turned it aside. And Suter starts up for Chicago. He's being checked by Eastwood. He has to hurry it and then had to give it away. Lefebvre and McCown get together. McCown up to center. Banked on the boards for Eastwood. He'll have to rush in. Belfour stepping onto the net. Andrechuk misses it. Vanderbilt got there in time to take it away from Roenick. Again, Gill moving up. The pass going astray down the ice. Chelios getting back in a hurry. And that's an icing call against the Maple Leafs.
Well, Dave Andrechuk, 9th in the NHL scoring, and as a left winger, even though he's a right-handed shot, he and Wendell Clark, 101 goals between them, more than any other two left wingers on the same team scored this season. He has been in a bit of a drought by his standards, but scored Monday night on the power play to help the Leafs win.
Pat Burns trying a new trio again. Yes, Gardner, Clark, and Gilmore. The Fletcher high above the Garden's ice. He's the man who has generated this excitement in Maple Leaf Gardens since coming here. Big run last year. And the Leafs leading in the series 1-0. Scoreless here in the third period against Chicago. Clark up to center, poked it ahead, and Gardner couldn't pick it up. The pass was behind him. Chelios will move it. Gardner stopped the pass. Has to shoot it from the blue line, and Suter, no problem, in back of Ed Belfour. Now that'll be an icing call against Chicago. Another stray pass, and it's Ellis back to touch it. They'll bring it back inside the Chicago blue line.
Well, you might have known that one of the Chicago players who'd be real tough tonight would be Brent Sutter. 3 Canada Cup championship teams, 2 Stanley Cup championship teams. This year, the first year in 13 that he did not score 20 or more goals. He's been dynamite on the faceoff tonight. He's played a lot of shift against Gilmore, and he's one of those guys, Bob, it would be no fun playing against him on a long-term basis.
That runs with the family. What a family. Toronto with a shot. A big rebound in front of Belfour. A penalty coming up. It'll be against the Chicago Blackhawks. Jeff Shantz, I believe, will be the player who'll go off and allow the Maple Leafs to go on the power play.
Well, young Jeff Shantz facing off against Gilmore, loses the draw, but he stays right with his man and ties up Gilmore enough so Gilmore can't find the loose puck. But the Regina junior grad gets a penalty early here in the third period. Recalled from Indianapolis, played 52 games with the Hawks, and now is in the penalty box for 2 or less minutes.
A holding penalty against Shantz. 1:33 into the third period. And the two coaches, as you well might imagine, looking on anxiously. The Leafs now with the power play. Their 4th of the night. It is Gardner back in the net. Gardner gets set to make the big play. Out it comes to Wellen. At the blue line, he gives it to Gilmore, back to Wellen. In again to Gardner. He's turning with a pass in front of the net. Gill comes in from the blue line. Now turns away at the line, barely kept it onside. The Blackhawks slow in clearing it out. The Leafs keep it in. Clark tried to pass. Pushed it into the corner, and around the net is Gilmore. Gilmore got it back to the line. Gill had to go along the boards with it, into Clark. Clark trying to leave it there. Suter was on it, couldn't get it out. Gill anticipating that play. Gardner center one, here's a chance now. Clark! And he missed it. He was alone in front. The heat is on, and the Leafs keep it in. They pass it around on this power play. They're coming close. Clark shot! Big rebound again. Here's Gill! And that's stopped by Belfour. Gill is moving up on the boards. Great pressure by Toronto. It is centered again. Gardner moving in. The Blackhawks get it out. 50 seconds left in the penalty. Toronto coming close. Scoreless here in the third. Dumped right in on the net. And Belfour naturally will fall on it. And get a breather with 40 seconds left in the penalty to Jeff Shantz.
Well, Wendell Clark had some chances. 22 goals his last 27 games. 26 goals in his last 34 games here at Toronto. At Maple Leaf Gardens,
to get a goal on this power play and maybe win their second game of the series. The Leafs keep it in. The Blackhawks, Ronick is on there. He can't get it out, but it bounced off the skate and got ahead. Ruutu backhands it into the lead zone. 25 seconds left in the penalty as McCown is back for it. McCown coming out, goes to the right side for Marinoff. He wants to carry to center and does, and shoots it to the boards in the corner. The Leafs are in on it. Borshevsky is not flying in back of the net. Grabbed by Keith Carney. He comes out to the line and made a nice play for Ronick. Down on the wing is Murphy. Coming in with a shot. It doesn't get by the defenseman. McCown. He races back out. The Chicago penalty is over. McCown is stopped near center. The team's at full strength now. Scoreless here in the third. Knocked down at the line by Weinrich. He lost it. Gilmore gave it away to Chance. And then it's back to the lead line for Gilmore again. McCown forced to move it in a hurry. 2 forecheckers in for Chicago and on him. Center ice area, Chicago, shoot it in. Osborne and Cunnyworth collide at center ice. Cunnyworth went down. Berg is dumped on the boards. Belfour out of the net to shoot it to center. It is Sutter coming away with it. Brent Sutter's shot deflected wide. Comes right to Potvin. And now he slows the play by smothering that one. We are nearing the 5-minute mark of the third.
Introducing a cereal from Kellogg's.
And a 2-minute power play came close, but that's all. It's still scoreless.
Well, there's been a lot of good hits tonight. Here's a good example of one. Osborne underneath Cunnyworth's cross-check to knock him down.
Ron McLean is watching the other games for us. St. Louis leading Dallas 1-0. Detroit leading San Jose 1-0. Vancouver and Calgary just underway. Here, 0-0. Coming up to the 5-minute mark of the third period. In a great Stanley Cup playoff game. Here's Brent Sutter coming around the net. Trying to stuff it in. And Potvin looking for it. It's underneath Dave Ellett, the defenseman. Potvin jamming the pad on the post again.
Not very much shoving, swearing, or pushing after the whistle. Two teams know the possible consequences. Potvin did not know where that puck was, Bob. He thought it might have been under him. It was under Ellett. A wrap-around attempt by Brent Sutter. Ellett cuts across in front to cut him off, and the puck slides in. Look at Potvin. He looks in the worst place first, the net. It wasn't there, and then he worried where it was.
So Potvin will get ready now for the face-off to his left in that big circle. Brent Sutter, who's winning most of the face-offs, in there for Chicago against Eastwood. Eastwood beat him this time. Rouse poked it to the corner on the other side. It got by Poulin and out to center. Toronto. Chelios will break it up and shoot it to center ice again. Pass ahead to Eastwood. In behind him. Right to the net. Belfour is very quick to move the puck. He got it up to center ice, and Brent Sutter brings it in. The pass and the shot on the outside of the post. Chicago coming close. Back for Toronto. 4 of them on the rush. Vanderbilt dropped it. And he drilled it right at Belfour. And Belfour jammed the pads and held on to it.
Well, Gary Suter nearly put the Hawks ahead as he wired a 27-footer off the goal post. Had Potvin beaten. The Leafs get the rush going the other way. Here's the Suter chance. Jumps into the rush. Good shot. On the wrong side of the post. If you're a Chicago fan, the Leafs take over. A drop pass by Pearson. And Marinoff proves again. The puck won't go through the pads of Balfour.
Good hard shot by the defenseman who was trailing the play and got all of it. He walked right into it and sizzled it at Belfour. But he had the angle and held it. So the Leafs make the last change. We played 5:14 of the third period. Scoreless here in the second game. Ruutu will be trying win the face-off for Chicago. He is facing Gilmore. Gilmore won it back to the line. The shot. Belfour the save, and Murphy has it. Murphy's pass ahead to Roenick. Roenick and Chelios up on the play. Roenick gets set. Trying to drop it back to Chelios. He centered it. And the Leafs will pick that one up. It'll be Gilmore ahead to Tark. And he was hit at the blue line by Chelios, who got back in a big rush. Murphy again. The pass up the center. Amonte left it there for Roenick. In with a drive. That doesn't reach the net. Fired away by McCown. And Gardner got back to rescue the puck at the side of the net. On the other side, Roenick will pick it up off the boards and give it away to Gilmore. He just got rid of it to center ice. Lefebvre coming out. Chicago changing. Gilmore trying to move in on that change. Gilmore spinning back and centering it. Borchevsky couldn't get a shot. Weinrich stopped him. Borchevsky again. The pass in front. Amonte takes Gilmore out of the play. Roenick circled in front of the net. And the lead pass nearly got through to Cunnyworth and went by him. McCown now put it on the glass and out. Chicago shoot it back in, but get back onside as we near the 7-minute mark on the third. It is dumped down the ice. Weinrich could have played it. No icing. Cleared on the boards, and Chicago do get it out. Moving down is Carney. Drives it in on the boards to the left. The shot kicked out by Potvin as Rich Sutter let her fly. Up to center, Borchevsky over the line. He tried a long shot, and he missed the net with a high drive. And Belfour is on the rebound. 13:05 remaining in the third period. Scoreless.
Here's one of the nicest goals you're ever going to see. No, it's not Fedorov. It's Bobby Probert coming down his wrong side. Fakes the shot. Pulls her in the corner. Puts her in the corner. Hey, you got to get in play. Bobby Probert, what a guy.
15 minutes to play in the third period there.
And 13:05 left in the third period here.
Don't you get the feeling we've been in overtime since the puck was dropped in the first?
Here's Elliott shooting one from the blue line. He missed by a good margin. And in behind the play, two players colliding. And I think maybe a pair of penalties coming up. McCrary hasn't had that much to do tonight. He's let them go. And they have been going, believe me.
McCurry's allowed them to play. And they have played without too much in the way of shenanigans. After the face-off, Sutter versus Anderchuk, they both cuffed each other. McCurry made the call right away. 4 against 4. There's Sutter. He's got the full Nelson. Anderchuk with a reverse elbow lock, and they both go to the box.
For Chicago, Brent Sutter, roughing. For Toronto, Dave Anderchuk, roughing. 9:7:01.
Brent Sutter and Anderchuk. So 4 skaters aside. Maybe now somebody will break through with that little extra room and get a goal in this hockey game. The Leafs have the puck at their own blue line. Elliott lifts a high one over the head of Carney. Weinrich goes back in the Chicago net. Gardner is chasing him. Carney nearly lost it at the skates of Belfour. The Leafs trying to forecheck the Blackhawks into a mistake back there. But it's Carney pulling away and lost it inside the line. Gilmore turning away from him. Carney went down. Gilmore backing off to the corner and around the net, and Carney caught him there. Puck is loose. Roenick comes back to help for Chicago. Gilmore looking for it and gets it. He's out front. Can't get a shot. Gill moved up, but the puck is out over the line to center ice. Gill turning again. Gardner spinning around. Now looking for skating room, and he lost the puck and fell. Roenick is on it. Roenick coming in. Suter catching up. Roenick fanned on the shot and then took a hit. Zessel now. Coming back out is Gill. Zessel with him to his right. Gill over the line, and Zessel was ahead of him on the play, and that's offside. 44 seconds remaining in the penalties. No score in this third period. And this update now with Ron McLean.
Bob, all kinds of things happening. Dino Ciccarelli has made it 3-0 at Detroit. There's Russ Courtnall with a bullet that we could barely see, and that made it 2-1 for Dallas, but the Blues, I think, have just drawn even. Yes, they have. That looks like Brett Hull, but anyway, it's 2-2 in Dallas and 3-0 Detroit at Detroit.
The Leafs looking to go 2-up in the series. Chicago trying to tie it before games 3 and 4 in Chicago on the weekend. Saturday and Sunday. 8:30 Eastern time. The starts. 40 seconds left. 4-on-4. Clark trying to find room. He does. Shoots it right on, and Belfour has all the angles covered in this one.
Well, Belfour, as we mentioned on Monday night, he lives out near the hash marks once he thinks you're going to shoot the puck. It's a 2-on-2 rush, well played by the Chicago defense. Even though the Leafs cross over, the Hawk defensemen don't. And that is a wise move and a rather harmless shot, easily handled by Belfour, who is 12 feet out of the net. I doubt if Wendell could see the twine.
The Leafs are changing. Gilmore is back out with Borshevsky. The Blackhawks have Ruutu and Roenick. Chelios and Sutter. What else is new? It seems they've been on the ice all night. Aronov and Rouse are the Leaf defensemen. 11:29 left in the third period. No score. Here's Mironov. Big shot. Big rebound. And very calmly Ruutu takes it away from his goaltender. And the Blackhawks chase in after it. Ruutu couldn't get there ahead of Mironov. Here's a giveaway. Chelios. And he missed the net with the shot. What a great chance for Chelios. Now Gilmore. Can't get it out. Ruutu can't hang on to it. It gets out by itself to center ice. And Chelios again with Sutter. Sutter coming up. Chelios will bring it out. Pass ahead. That's knocked down at center ice. And Borshevsky brings it back in. Borshevsky near the blue line. That's the backhand it into Gilmore. He's back in the net. Eluding a hit back there, but lost the puck. And Graham, with a chance to clear, waited too long. Borshevsky slashed it away from him. Coming out is Sutter. Andrechuk chased him. The penalty's over. And Sutter shoots it in for Graham. Graham in too far to get a shot. And the Leafs are back to bring it out. Andrechuk leaving into the center ice area. Pearson took a swing at it. And it's knocked into the right of the net. We are coming up to the halfway mark of the third. There is no score. Good forechecking by Pearson. Now the Leafs, Andrechuk shot. Rebound. Pearson can't close. The Blackhawks jump on it, and Pennyworth goes down with Graham. Chance with the trailer pass. Back in front. Pennyworth shoots. Hit the side of the net. It's back in the Leaf goal. The Blackhawks try to bring it out front. Pearson couldn't shoot it away. And it's centered again. And Huntman has to stop one from Pennyworth. Here's Chance. Huntman stop that. Andrechuk trying to get it off the boards and out. Pearson poked it away. 9:30 left in the third period. The Blackhawks come close. Here's McCown. Just dumped it to center. Weinrich brings it back in for Chicago. He's nailed by McCown, who steals it. McCown coming ahead with Zenzel missing the pass. And Berg turns. Put it on an open wing. Allowing Weinrich plenty of time to go back and pick it up, but he can't get it out. Leafs forechecking hard in this third period. Moving up is Rutz to keep it in. Zenzel and Osborne go after it. It is Amonte who will bring it out for Chicago. Three of them on the move on this play. Murphy tried to drop it back. Amonte was bumped. Here's Gill turning it over. Todd Gill dumped it from center ice. And Roenick on it again, coming in with three Blackhawks on the rush. It is Amonte getting set. Huntman the save. That was a weak shot by Amonte. 8:30 remaining in the third. It is scoreless here in game two. Chris Chelios back in his own zone. move it away, Eisenberg. He shot it over the line. LeFay didn't see it. Clark turning, trying to skate away. Gets it to Gardner. He is going in. They shot it. Another fine stop by Ed Belfour as he picked down the right pack. And that was a hard shot by Gardner. The save by Belfour.
Fedorov had made it 3-0. Then Fedorov, you see, feeds Nicholas Lidstrom. That one goes all the way, his first of the playoffs. Cicerelli also gets an assist. Power play goal makes it 4-0 with 10 minutes to go in the third there. And I mentioned 2-2 now at Reunion Arena. It was Brett Hull's second of the playoffs. It was the equalizer from Nedved and Tilley.
Toronto is out shooting Chicago 35-29. Nobody has been able to score in this hockey game tonight. 7:50 remaining. Third period. Two players tie it up on the boards, and they'll get the play whistle dead. So another face-off inside the Chicago line.
Well, this has been a nail-biter to say the least. Both coaches worried about a mistake now that'll give the opposition a great chance. Both have to be proud of their team. This has been a wonderful hockey game. Tough by anybody's stretch of the imagination. Sensible almost every second. You can't have it much better unless you like goals. And the two guys in goals aren't giving them away tonight.
They've been great. 35 saves by Ed Belfour, 29 by Felix Potvin. The Leafs win the draw. Rouse shot off the arm of Belfour, and it trickles off to his right. The Blackhawks have a tough time picking it up, but now they do and get it out. Dubinsky just hammered it away to center ice. Vanderbilt was hit trying to chase it. Chelios turning around. Banked it off the boards. Tapped back by Green. Chelios drifting a shot from center. Popak caught that easily. Vanderbilt wasted a little time in clearing the zone that time. And the puck is over the glass into the crowd. And the face-off is going to be just inside the Chicago line. 7:09 remaining in the third period.
Don't play around with high prices. Come to Canadian Tire, your summer sports headquarters, and save on a huge selection of top-name sports equipment.
I mentioned in the opening, the Leafs left wingers have got to do the job because Chelios is coming. Perfect by Vanderbilt. Stop the pass around, chip it by the pinching defenseman, and Chelios probably the best in the league at knowing when and how to pinch and keep the forecheck alive.
Chicago controlling the puck on the face-off. Rich Sutter dancing away to center. Fanned on it the first try and then got it in. Potvin stepping out to stop it for Gill. Gill coming out, picking his way slowly to the blue line. Hands it off to Clark, and he saw the hit coming and had to move away and lost control of the puck. Gilmore picked it up. Clark has to come back to center. Rich Sutter against him, took it away and shot it in there again. Gill right in front of his own net. Got it away to Clark, however, and he had to turn back. Clark's pass ahead to Ellis. From center, he shoots one into Belfour. He left it for Suter. He had to move it quickly. Got by Clark with it. Rich Sutter out over the line with it and up to center. Cunningworth trying to go in was stopped. The Blackhawks are making changes as Gill goes back. 6:10 remaining. Third period. No score. Gill again. Here comes Murphy chasing him. Gave it to Ellen. Ellen up through the middle. And stopped at center ice by Weinrich. Once again, Todd Gill behind the net for Toronto. The pass gets out to center ice. Zessel poked it down on an open wing. Belfour won't play up this time because as Carney comes back, it is icing called against Toronto with 5 minutes and 46 seconds remaining in the third period. It is scoreless here. Elsewhere, well, here's Ron McLean.
Well, we're going to the Olympic Saddle Dome where the Flames were scoreless in their home opener, but they've got their first goal of the playoffs, and I can tell you Vancouver just scored too, so it spoils it for Calgary fans. Joe Nieuwendyk from Reichel and McInnes made it 1-0 at 7:30, but the Canucks have tied it, and we'll get to that racked up here momentarily. A reminder, Saskatchewan, you'll go to Calgary immediately following this game. The rest of the nation will see primetime news, and then following that, join the game at the Dome.
So early scoring in that game at the Saddle Dome in Calgary, and no scoring in this one. Late at Maple Leaf Gardens. 5:46 left in the third. A sweatbox tonight for these two teams. The two goalies have been outstanding. Both teams have been outstanding. Puck to center. Smith turning to put it right in there for Potvin to give it to McCown. The other way to Lefebvre. Lefebvre banked it on the boards and got it ahead. Osborne does not see it. Now he does. He and Ruutu hold it with their skates, and the play is stopped.
Well, both coaches, I'm sure, are pleading with their players. No cross-ice passes in our zone. It's too dangerous. If one's picked off by a guy like Joe Murphy, who's got a great set of legs, this game could be over. Keep the puck on the side of the rink you're on till we get out of our end. I'm sure that is echoing the length of both benches at the moment.
Well, you can pretty well say now, and you mentioned it earlier in the period, Harry, but now with only 5:27 left, it feels and looks like overtime. No score. Chicago Roenick moving up. Murphy shot. Potvin got the stick on that one. Osborne got it outside the line. The Blackhawks dump it in, but they have to escape back onside, and that will leave Lefebvre plenty of time to move it. Blackhawks changing. Up to center, McCown drilled a shot. He missed the net high. Zessel was on the rebound, however, and he goes back of the net. Zessel kicked it loose. Here's Osborne picking it up, but he's covered by Yzerberg. In on the boards, the four players succeed in holding it, and no further play, and the face-off coming in the Chicago zone.
A good play by Osborne and Zessel. Don't center the puck from behind the net to the front of the net if you don't see somebody in your own team. You're better off with an offensive zone face-off than giving it away and allowing it possibly an odd man rush.
We have to think about the two goaltenders, of course. It'll be tough picking the stars. As far as three stars are concerned in this hockey game, the shots are 37-30 favor of Toronto, and right after the game, as usual, we'll have the Molson three-star selection for you. Andy Belfour has been outstanding. A shaky game one, but as predicted, he has bounced back tonight with a vengeance. Potvin has been extra sharp tonight. 4:47 remaining in the third. Gilmore's thrown out. Ruutu stays in. Gardner is in for Toronto. He won it. Gilmore tapped at it. Clark gets it. Weak backhander, though, to the far side. Suter picks it up for Chicago and hit Gilmore with it. Gilmore can't center it. And the Blackhawks get the puck down the ice. Mironov ambling back. Takes his time, but got there ahead of Yzerberg. Now Clark. His pass to open ice. Poulin picked it up. Found on the ice as Ruutu accidentally bumped him. And then Ruutu was dumped by Rouse. Here's Clark. Got it on a skate, trying to move it ahead. Gilmore is turning and swinging away. Gilmore comes to center. Gilmore is on the move this time. He is coming in, leaving it. Oh, Clark is over the net. Gilmore, a brilliant rush, setting up Clark, and Clark now to Gilmore. Gilmore tried to center it, hit the side of the net. Gilmore again, being pinned by Suter. They fight hard for it. Puck loose, and Yzerberg goes the other way. He is stopped. Gilmore again, trying to get loose. Finally knocked down. The crowd wanted a penalty there, but the play continues, and out Brent Sutter gives it to Poulin. He shoots it in and goes off. Mironov knocked it off the boards and got it outside the line. 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third period. No score in the hockey game. Out is Belfour. He takes a look. He sees the lead player Eastwood coming in. Chicago get it up to Green. Green's pass to center. It's to the far side. Dubinsky trying to roll it ahead. Chance is met with a hard hit at center. And the Blackhawks dump it in over the lead line. 2:50 remaining, 2:53 remaining in the third period with the puck over the glass and into the crowd.
After Jeff Brown from Hedeken and Craven ties it for Vancouver 38 seconds after the opening goal of the game. A minute after that, shorthanded, Joel Otto to Mike Sullivan. He scores, and it's now 2-1 Calgary midway through the first period at the Saddledome.
Toronto nothing, Chicago nothing. 2 minutes and 53 seconds remaining in the third period here in Game 2 at Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. Zazzle circles and will square off with Jeff Shantz. The faceoff is just inside the Leaf line. 36-30 are the shots on goal in favor of Toronto. Now we're ready. Puck is dropped in and the Leafs win the draw. They get it out, but that's all. Shot back in by Chelios. He has been rested for a bit. Here's Cunninworth centering one. Nobody in front for Chicago. Rick Sutter got it in there for Cunninworth again. Cunninworth looking to throw it back to Chelios. He got the other way with it. Cunninworth comes in against Zazzle and Buckton. Mironov going back in his own net. Ripped it on the glass, and it gets out and down the ice, rolling to the line. No icing. They wave it off. 2:20 remaining in the third. Scoreless. Rick Sutter shoots one to center. Mironov snapped it. In comes Gardner with Gilmore. Gardner tried to go in. Gilmore went after Belfort, turning it to one side. And the Blackhawks intercept and come out. This is Rick Sutter shooting it from center, allowing the Blackhawks to make changes. 2 minutes remaining in the third. A pass dangerously up through the middle. But the Leafs get away with it and get it out. Murphy shoots it back in. And now they are forechecking Toronto a bit. Murphy coming in to watch Lefebvre, who's back of the net. Gilmore circles back as a decoy. And now it's shot off the boards and down the ice, and Weinrich is back for Chicago. Minute and a half left in the third period. Up to center. Puck shot in. Back of the net, puck pass. It is McCown trying to move it. But the Blackhawks are forcing the Leafs back there with good forechecking. McCown has to wait. 1:15 remaining in regulation time. It's a slow move to get it ahead, and they get it out. 1:10 remaining. Clark upended. Can't go after the puck. He's slow getting up. The Fave trying to poke it out. And the play is made. A high stick making contact will bring a face-off inside the Leaf line.
Don Cherry.
In the booth at Maple Leaf Gardens, Rob McLean and Don Cherry, the Hockey Night in Canada crew, the Chicago Blackhawks and the Toronto Maple Leafs in a nail-biter tonight here in Game 2 of the Western Conference quarterfinal. In this matchup, the Leafs leading the series 1-0 by virtue of their 5-1 win on Monday. Nothing doing tonight for either team. Chicago nothing, Toronto nothing. The shot's 36-30 in favor of the Maple Leafs, and now, with a minute left in regulation time, the face-off just inside the Leaf line. Toronto's Todd Gill. Flipped one inside the Chicago line. Belfort out, he has to play it, no icing. Good hustle by Eastwood to have the goaltender play. Now Chicago starts out. It is Graham feeding it into Roenick. He's great on the break. Going in. Potvin stopped him. The whistle goes. Potvin made a big save. It was a huge tip as Roenick, with the fresh legs just on, wheeled in around everybody and broke in front but could not score.
Jeremy Roenick, who's been much more like the 100-point player he's been the last 3 years, gets outside. Sylvain Lefebvre, Bob Rouse gets a chance to cut across in front. Rouse maybe gets enough of his hands so Roenick can't shoot it. Rouse turns late, and right here, maybe grabs him just enough as Potvin made the stop on the most dangerous hawk of them all.
38 seconds remaining in regulation time on that save by Potvin of this man, Jeremy Roenick. And he'll stay on, of course. Face off to the right of the Leaf net. Zezel fell, but he won the draw. McCown with Zezel poking it away. Berg got it to the line. And just out. He had to kick it away to center ice. Potvin watching a bouncer come into him. The play was offside anyway. 25.4 seconds remaining in regulation time.
There's that call on the delayed offside. If the goalie, if it's a shot on goal, they blow the whistle right away. Chicago were in the process of evacuating the offensive zone, but the shot in was on Potvin, so we're 25 seconds away from being the first overtime game of the '94 NHL playoffs.
The face-off is out over the Leaf line this time. Here's Clark, who has had 3, maybe 4 great scoring chances in the hockey game. Roenick with one there for Chicago, but it remains scoreless. Poked ahead by Gilmore. Clark didn't see it. Murphy did. Gave it to Brent Sutter. Sutter trying to go in, but he can't get by the Leaf defenseman Sylvain Lefebvre. 10 seconds remaining. McCown is up with a shot. Dribbled off the end of his stick. Belfour shot it back at the net. 3 seconds remaining with the puck over the glass. Into the crowd. Big face-off coming up now, deep in Chicago territory, to the left of Ed Belfour. 3.1 seconds remaining.
Well, Daryl Sutter, as he's done all night, will employ 2 centers out here, Roenick and Ruutu, in case one of the 2. In fact, he's got 3 centers out here, taking no chances at all. Brent Sutter is the first face-off man. Leaving his second best man out there, Christian Ruutu, in case Brent Sutter gets thrown out.
Roenick goes to the bench. Chelios is parked just out in front of his goaltender at Belfour. Suter, the other defenseman, is going to the far side over there on the boards. The Leafs win the draw. Time for a shot. And high and wide off the stick of Wendell Clark. And scoreless after 3 periods. We've got an overtime game coming up.
Well, if you like hockey, you're delighted. We're going into the 4th period. It's been a fine hockey game, and the winner is yet to be determined. We'll know shortly.
The shots in the 3rd period were by Toronto 13 and by Chicago 8. And the total is over 3 periods. The Maple Leafs out shooting Chicago 36-31. So no score, and overtime coming up right after this.
Fedorov won it. By the way, I will say it. Say it. He predicted at the start of the game. You happy? You predicted overtime.
Good evening, overtime. First thing, told the guys in the hot stove lounge the whole bit. Tommy in the parking lot across the street, whose wife.
Anybody else?
No, not getting into that. What a game.
The goal judge?
I'm not dealing with that anymore.
Well, listen, look, could I say something about the referee? Brian Lewis should take this tape, set all the guys down, say, look, this is what we want in a hockey game. We don't want 9,000 power plays. If you had had any other guy tonight, you would have had 50,000 power plays. You would have had maybe 3 or 4 lousy goals bouncing in. This guy, for some reasons, letting him play. McCreary's doing a great job. I can't say enough for the job he's done. I know I'm wasting the whole thing in overtime, and I know we got a goal, but a great job.
Commercial into the game, Mark.
He made the game.
All right, you're right. We'll talk more about this
guys,
one.
Get together here or what?
Let's go to Calgary first.
5:02 the time remaining in the first period. 2-1 Calgary leads Vancouver.
A dozen spectacular stops. This 60-foot, 2-inch shot is handled nicely by Belfour. 8 feet under the net, where he likes to live. There's only been 2 overtime games between these 2 teams in playoffs. 1931, Stuart Adams ended it, and your idol, Bob, on March 19th, 1940, Sillax ended the game.
Former captain of the Maple Leafs.
And we know Sill in Kingston's watching.
Yes.
I'm sure he recalls that goal. You don't forget the overtime ones.
All right, folks, here in Game 2 of this Western Conference quarterfinal at Maple Leaf Gardens, the crowd is roaring again as the Leafs and the Blackhawks hook up in overtime. Lefebvre rolled it into the Chicago zone. Chelios back there for Chicago with Suter. It's not got front. Here's a chance. No shot on the net. Andrechuk had the puck, and he hit Ronick with it. Lefebvre fired one off the boards for Pearson, who just missed it. The Blackhawks come in for their turn now. The pass does not get in front of the net. Chelios stopped it at the line and ripped it. And he missed the goal by 3 feet. The Leafs dump it ahead, knocked down by Eastwood. He and Andrechuk come up together. Eastwood gets over the line and rolled it into the corner on the other side. Andrechuk covered by Brent Sutter. The Leaf player falling was Pearson. He got back up. Chelios bumped him again. Pearson got it back to the line where McCown fired it ahead, and the Blackhawks tip it up to center ice. Dubinsky slashed at it, and Todd Gill backs up in his own zone. Brent Sutter watching him. Pearson's pass. He is sending Gilmore away. Gilmore trying to get it back to Pearson. That didn't work. The Leafs are changing as the Blackhawks line up to come out. Brent Sutter from center to the boards in the corner, and Allen saw that happen and tried to lift it off the glass, but it got too high for him and into the crowd.
Well, it's been a long 62-minute struggle nearly now. Both teams fighting gallantly to try to win. I think it's a little like wrestling with a gorilla. You don't quit when you get tired. You quit when the gorilla gets tired. And both these teams are getting that way.
This is Toronto's first scoreless playoff game. Regulation time since 1950, and their 7th overall. It's the 23rd in NHL playoff history. Nothing. The Leafs get the puck out to center ice. Isabard picked it up and lifted that puck into the crowd.
For the last 0-0 overtime game the Leafs played, Leo Reese ended it, winning for Detroit April the 9th, 1950. And I'm sure Leo's watching this one.
Toronto 5, Chicago 1 in the opener. Calgary making an effort to tie their series. Chicago with a goal here can tie the series. And then we go to Chicago for 2. Here's Clark. Rebound is set up. The Blackhawks were covering on it very quickly and got it back out, and Ruutu brings it over the line. Ruutu shot, built it away by Putman. The Blackhawks are on the rebound. It's kept in at the line by Weinrich. He centered it. 3 Leafs were in front of Putman to cover up and get it out. It is Gilmore getting some room. Gilmore coming in on goal. He tried to stick handle back into the slot away from Weinrich. Clark is on it, forechecking with Gilmore behind the net, pushed it out front. It got to the line, and Gill shot it. Wendell Clark is in front of the net. And the Toronto Maple Leafs win the game 1-0.
think it hit the goal pad of Belfour, but nevertheless, the Leafs win. They're not going to argue about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are tonight's Molson 3 stars, as selected by Hockey Night in the third star, Wendell Clark. The second star, Ed Belfour. And the first star, Felix Potvin.
Spectacular finish for the Toronto Maple Leafs. If Clark gets it, that's 3 in a row in overtime going back to the regular season, though it sure appears Todd Gill got the winner for Toronto. Potvin was great. The save in the first period, the difference, Eddie Belfour, and shades of a Game 4 loss to St. Louis last year with Brett Hull scoring. Don't forget, Saturday, 8:30 Eastern, we'll be on the air from the stadium. After primetime news, we go to Calgary. Thanks for watching and good night.
You look like a perfect candidate to tell us about Mondays. We're doing an opinion poll for Chum FM about Mondays. How do you feel about Monday?
I don't like Mondays.
Have you ever liked Mondays?
I can't recall ever liking them.
If I asked you to completely lie and look into the camera, say I love Mondays in your most convincing way. You don't love Mondays?
I don't love Mondays.
And there's no way around it?
Well, I don't know what's in it for me.
Chum FM $10,000 Mondays. Listen every Monday for your chance to win. It's all you need. CBC Sports, home of the champions.
This is CBC.
The CBC Evening News.
Belfour played as well as he could, and we just seemed to get a lucky bounce.
No, it's not the question that they're intense or not. It's the question that they came out and we just spanked their ass last game. They're not going to come out giving it to us again. I mean, say it's normal how they reacted. Our club would react the same way.
Sure, you'd rather go into Chicago up 2-0 than tied 1-1.
Yeah, it's it's a tough building to win in, and we've won there. But games like this and up and down and battles on the boards and things like that, it's not going to be a piece of cake in there. That's for sure. Thanks, Pete. Thanks.
All right, now you heard the Maple Leafs say that they didn't do anything wrong on the winning goal. Why all the problems? No dispute, shouldn't be. Wendell Clark says wasn't in the crease. Pat Burns couldn't understand the problem. Well, the Blackhawks have a different view. They disagree vehemently. Don Martin has the Chicago story now. Don.
Yes, Habs. Well, a game like tonight, you figure would either be decided by a really good shot or a really bad shot, and in this case, it was neither. Instead, a sneaky move of what will become legendary proportions. Wendell Clark, as Todd Gill winds up for the shot from the point, wraps the stick of Eddie Belfour, gets him on the shaft, opens the 5-hole, and in goes the winner, ruining an otherwise solid night from Eddie as he bounced back rather admirably from Game 1. Eddie very bitter after the game, the Eagle saying he got no sympathy whatsoever from referee Bill McCreary as he appealed the interference in the crease.
None whatsoever.
Would you expect any?
No, not from him.
There was no question, though, that it was...
No question at all. Everyone can see it on the replay. It's a simple call. He's too chicken to make the call.
It's not going to be easy to leave this game behind.
Well, it's over with now. We can't do nothing about it. And, as far as I'm concerned, we didn't lose the game.
Yeah, the most critical part of the game to allow a goal on a goaltender interference call. I mean, it's a smart play by Clark to do it. It's not often detected, but...
We played a hell of a game tonight. We played very well defensively. We did our jobs. We did our roles. Eddie played strong. The puck's just got to go in for us. We had a couple bad breaks tonight, and Felix came up big, especially on the one on Eisebart, a couple on me coming, in the third period there. So he played strong. I mean, both teams played well, and like I said, it could have gone either way, and it was unfortunate that, at least for us, that it happened right then.
It was like it was in a movie. I think it caught the inside of the post, and then he gloved it. I couldn't believe it.
But is there a sense that, geez, we gave it our best shot tonight, and we still came up just that much short?
It's not that sense at all. I mean, we feel we can beat these guys. We played them even up all regular season.
We didn't have a good first game. It wasn't a 5-1 game in my opinion. We can beat these guys, and we have confidence, and we're expecting to win the series. So we're going to go back home and try to hold our home ice advantage and get that next game.
So as you can see, the Hawks were beaten, but still very much defiant, feeling they can come back against the Leafs. Bit of a problem for Coach Daryl Sutter, though. He'd like to be able to fix something, but really, based on tonight's performance, nothing really broken. And yet the Hawks find themselves down 2-0 in the series. Mark?
Well, Don, as you mentioned, the fact that the goal was disputed really doesn't take away from the fact that Chicago just can't score. One goal in the last game, and, you know, Bill, no goals tonight. I mean, you're not going to win too many hockey games when you get one goal after 2 games.
Well, Mark, we've seen all season long, and that was the big thing for Chicago. They basically had one line, and if Jeremy didn't really get it going, they didn't have much help. Now, at the deadline, they, of course, made the trade, and they tried to get a little more scoring, but they gave up a little grit, although it wasn't really all that obvious tonight because, boy, they were handing out pretty good, especially in that first period.
He's always in front of the net, and I think Belfour was more worried about Wendell than he was me, and I got lucky and it went through his pads.
There was a little moment of hesitation for the celebration. They looked like they might go to a review, but as you can see, clearly a legal goal, and there's the embrace. The other thing, Todd, we should talk about, great defensive effort with you a part of that Big Six, but how about Felix, the Cat's second career playoff shutout?
Well, he made an incredible save in the first period there that could have been a game breaker. He just dove across and robbed, I think it was Murphy or somebody, and I think this is it here. What can you say about the kid? He's just a fantastic goalie. He's only going to get better. That's the best part about it all.
Well, that's a lovely victory for you and your mates. You got a day off, and then it's off to Chicago for a Saturday night game.
I can't wait.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Todd Gill, the third star, but the hero with the game-winning goal in overtime. The Toronto Maple Leafs beat Chicago 1-0. Now back to Calgary. All right, Ron, and from Calgary, we'll take you to Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, where Scott Bowman didn't have Steve Yzerman again tonight, but he had Chris Osgood in goal and not Bob Essensa, and it worked. Here's second period. Chris Draper wheels around into the slot for Sean Burr, and he beats Artur Zerbe to give Detroit a 1-0 lead after 2. In the third period, Bob Probert seeing a lot of ice time tonight for the Wings, just gets one past Zerbe. It makes it 2-0 for the Wings, and a few minutes later, Paul Coffey on the rush. He goes wide, drops one into the slot, and Dino Ciccarelli is there to take a pounding, but he gets the goal. Nicholas Lidstrom added another celebration for Chris Osgood, who made 22 saves. He gets the shutout. The series all tied up at 1 apiece, and now the Sharks go home for 3 games, but the Red Wings back on even terms. Elsewhere tonight, Western Conference quarterfinal at Reunion Arena in Dallas. The Stars with a 1-0 lead, but it's St. Louis who gets on the board first in Game 2. Craig Janney, 2:06 in, perfect pass and a perfect shot by Brendan Shanahan. 1-0 for St. Louis after 1. But in the second period, Mike Modano carries into the zone and into the slot, and his shot will tie the game at 1 apiece. And just 22 seconds after that one, watch the blast by Russ Courtnall. That'll beat Joseph because he just doesn't see it. It's 2-1 for Dallas. But St. Louis will tie up the game at 2. Peter Nedved drops it to Brett Hull, who scores 86 points in 70 career playoff games, 2-2 after 2. But in the third period, Dallas gets the go-ahead goal. Mike Modano, side of the crease, bangs home the rebound. It's 3-2, and then as time runs out, Dave Gagne beats Phil Housley to a loose puck. 4-2. The Dallas Stars beat the St. Louis Blues to grab a 2-0 lead. The Stars with 51 shots on Curtis Joseph, and they lead the series by a score of 2-0. And our score here in Calgary after 40 minutes of play, it's the Flames leading Vancouver 6-4. Third period action coming up next from the Saddledome. Joe Nieuwendyk.